And here we are. We're doing this watch along. We're kicking it off. No real tech issues. Adam was just going to get a drink. That's all it was. Quite thirsty work doing all these talking. But here we are. The Real Betis not preview. Jeez, the preview was yesterday. The watch along, but it's the pre-match. And I guess where we're going to kind of kick off is kind of the starting 11s, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
probably the best place to actually kick it off. And I'll let you actually name our team out because there's a name on there I think that you're more excited to see than anybody else.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But once again, I know I should start from the goalkeeping position, so I'll just go from there. I'll just pull the squad up 1 second.
Sure, not the striker.
I hope so.
Right.
So 1 sec.
He's gone with a kind of strong team anyway.
Yeah,
Mm,
I didn't
wasn't
a
expecting
few name.
that.
Yeah. So David De Gea in net. Juan Bissaka playing as the right back, Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez as the centre back pairing. And then we've got Malacia starting ahead of Luke Shaw in the left back position. Fred and Casemiro as the two pivots. Fernandes playing as the 10. And then we've got Rashford, Pellistri, and Weghorst as the front three.
And just give me your initial thoughts on the lineup then.
Yeah, I think a couple of names I didn't expect to see. Like, I wasn't really expecting Martinez to start this game. I thought maybe Martinez would have been rested in this game, but maybe it has to do with the fact that Lindelof is still not back yet. Lindelof is still not ready to play, and he's not fit yet. So probably that's the reason why Martinez is playing this game. And you wouldn't want to risk Varane because I think if you have to compare the durability of both of these players, Varane and Martinez is much better when it comes to fitness. So I think that's why Martinez is playing this game. And except that, I did expect Casemiro to start. I mean, he isn't going to be starting for a while, so probably this is going to be his last game for a while. And yeah, except that, Fred I was expecting to see, but I mean, I think the biggest takeaway from this lineup is that even though we are like 4-1 up, Ten Hag doesn't trust McTominay enough to start this game.
Yeah, that's a bit of a kind of worry because we're going to have to go
Yeah,
back to that, revert to it at the weekend. Are we going to go and see? I'm hoping someone like a Sabitzer is back,
yeah,
but the fall off from Casemiro to McTominay,
yeah,
it's just next level. It is, and it's like night and day, completely different, and the team plays different as a whole because Casemiro kind of gives that freedom to the players in
yeah,
front of him, particularly the midfielders in front of him. Whereas when you have McTominay, you don't have that
yeah,
protection. And for me, it's kind of like playing with it's like a boxing match with an arm behind your back. That's the best way to describe it. And you're trying to defend with one arm and also attack with one arm. But I'm just hoping now in these kind of games with McTominay coming up. Do you remember the McTominay earlier in the season, kind of
yeah,
after
yeah,
that
yeah.
bad run?
The
Yeah,
the match
hopefully
he
we can
had
see
against
kids that.
when we met, I think it was when we played Arsenal at Old Trafford. I think that was one of his best
Yeah.
games this season. Yeah,
And then just seeing the statistic up there by actually BT Sports, 43% win rate without Casemiro and a 76% with him. So the drop off is actually really, really bad, and
yeah,
I am worried. But look, we have him tonight. We can get the jobs more than likely and should be done. I still want to win the game. I want us
yeah,
to put on a bit of a show.
yeah,
I think another kind of big talking point is kind of Harry Maguire getting put back in, but you've
yeah.
kind of touched on that, gave Rafa Varane the break. But are you kind of surprised to see him make that change, or were you expecting it? I didn't actually catch. Were you on the preview? Were you?
No, 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 no.
You weren't on the preview.
No.
Okay, then if would he have been in your predicted lineup?
He wouldn't have. To be honest with you, I thought maybe someone else would have played there, but I do get the fact why he's playing. He has to get game time somewhere or the other. And when is the last time he started for us? Like a full 90-minute game? Was it West Ham or I don't even remember how long it has been.
Was it West Ham in the FA Cup? I think it might have been actually. Yeah,
Maybe, but it
it
has
might have
been
been that.
a really
Can't
long
remember
time.
a league game.
Exactly. So it's been a really
Hmm.
long time, and he needs to get minutes somewhere or the other. But yeah, I see what he's trying to do, and maybe it is something that we need to look into the next window, whether we have to offload him in the coming window as well and get a good price and probably get someone else in who can actually challenge for that starting two positions.
Yeah, I think when the summer starts, given who our owners are in the summer, I know it's kind of accelerating today, but depends who we get in. Could we see a load of changes, a load of people come in? You also kind of had to have that squad depth as well. That's kind of the worry of getting rid of so many players very fast and then not getting players in quick enough. But kind of a player that did come in. I suppose, in the last years, Malacia, and he's replacing Luke Shaw tonight. Are you surprised to see that, or do you think it's good to give
Oh, I
Shaw the
think it
break?
definitely is. I think Luke Shaw, the way he's been playing for us like week in and week out every single 3 days, I think it's definitely commendable. And having someone dependable like Malasia is actually really great because he's a different profile to Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw is much more. I think he's defensively calm, and even when he's attacking, you see that coolness about him whenever he's trying to run forward. Malasia is very raw right now. He's very aggressive, and whenever he's on the left hand flank, the moment he starts to lose out on in a battle with a winger, you can see him going for the aggressive challenges just to shut him down. So, it probably gives a team a different intensity while they attack from the left hand flank, and yeah, I think it's a decent, very very decent option to have instead of Luke Shaw because if you want to change something in change some things in a game about and you want to play with a different system, you can just put Malasia instead of Luke Shaw and change the dynamic of a game. So I think it's a very friendly competition to have, and I think we have that competition on both the flanks now with Dallo and Van Bissaka on the right and Luke Shaw and Malasia off the left.
That's actually a good point. Another change. Would you have maybe expected to have seen Dallo play? Is he on the bench? I actually haven't looked at our bench. I can imagine he'd be on. I don't think he picked up a not. Yeah, he's on the bench.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw too. Um, Sabitzer on the bench too, is he? Okay, he's actually made the bench. That's actually hopefully someone that we can actually see later
Yeah.
in the game actually come on
I mean, if
and
he's fit,
just
I
finish the
think
team off.
he's going to start ahead of McTominay. If he's fit, then he's definitely going to be starting ahead of McTominay in the coming weeks. And maybe Ten Hag doesn't want to risk it by starting him in this game. He's just come back. I actually don't even know why he's been out. For this time, what kind of injury or what happened to him? Because I don't think anything has been made public yet about Sabitzer. What actually happened to him? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been kind of tight-lipped given what's happened,
Yeah.
whatever's happened. He could have been, who knows, he could have been late for training. We've seen it
Yeah.
under
It
Ten
could
Hag
be. It definitely could
before.
be.
Hmm. But I suppose that everything kind of comes out, but it hasn't been coming out this season. So maybe the legs have been kind of, I suppose, right now taped up with a wee bit of duct tape. Uh, but kind of looking at the team, then you have your man who came in. He had a really, really good cameo
Yeah.
in the game last week. What are you expecting from him tonight? Hopefully, more the same electric start, or
I think he could have a really good game. I think having that midfield would provide him, with a very, very good platform to actually, attack and express himself on the pitch. Because if you just see that midfield with McTominay instead of Casemiro, you would expect us to, play on the back foot, play on the counter attack, or just try and absorb pressure and rely on Martinez more. But with Casemiro, you have that freedom, and I think you can see it in Bruno and Fred as well. The way they are able to attack and link up with the attack, it shows that the kind of balance and the kind of defensive stability that Casemiro brings, and McTominay can't do that job right now. So hopefully Pelistri is able to take advantage of that fact because I think this is his first start. Up until now, this is his first start ever for Manchester United, and right now Anthony isn't doing great. I think Anthony is the sort of player that he can have a really really bad game, but it just takes him a second to just go in for a absolutely spectacular goal. But right now the team needs more from him, and if Pelistri can deliver that, we can hopefully see him catching minutes in the league quite frequently.
Because I think right now is probably his best opportunity to get kind of those run of games,
Yeah,
given the Europa League and also the FA Cup coming up at the weekend
yeah,
as well. Garnacho's injury maybe has kind of put him up that kind of pecking order a bit, and he's a big chance tonight to actually prove himself as well. And I've always thought that there is a player in there
yeah.
because we did pay, I think, a decent fee for
Yeah, I
him
think
as
we
well.
paid about 15 or
Mhm.
20 million for him to get him from Uruguay.
Yeah,
So
and it kind of went under the radar.
yeah,
It
it
did, I
has.
remember at the
I don't
time.
think he hasn't really gotten any opportunities. I think it's just been under Ten Hag that he started to, actually get some minutes. We saw glimpses of him in the preseason as well. So, originally he was supposed to go out on loan after preseason, but because he got injured, he had to stay back at United. And yeah, I think everybody can already see that he's right now he's a step ahead of Elanga in this team. Whenever he's playing, he's
Mhm.
definitely a couple of steps ahead of Anthony Elanga, and he offers us a lot more. So, and I think it's been confirmed that he's going to be going for a loan next season. So, if
Mhm.
he's able to get some minutes in and probably go to a decent club, maybe in the championship, or you never know. I think this season, Leverkusen and Porto were very interested to get him on loan. So maybe those doors open again, because I think the Portuguese league and the German league are best grounds for a young player to develop. Then they know how to develop the talents as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. You've seen players from the Portuguese. They
Yeah,
seem like the saying goes, like a duck to water. A lot of them coming over to the Premier League, and I can't really think of any that have kind of like failed in recent years. A lot of them have been successes,
yeah,
and I think it'd be a good loan spell to kind of go over to Portugal. There, or even I wouldn't be opposed if a Premier League club say
yeah,
came in, someone like a Nottingham Forest, just say, like somewhere that he will get regular minutes more than us. Thing is, though, like Garnacho, he could come onto the scene explosive,
yeah,
and he could just pick it up, and then he's a squad rotation player then.
yeah, yeah,
And it just depends on how he does. But you've seen the likes, maybe a loan move does the person a wonder, like Ahmed really tearing it up at Sunderland right now. I don't know what the story is with him come the summer. Will Ten Hag kind of want to bring him into the
yeah.
fold and then maybe rotate there potentially? But we got to wait and see till then. I suppose we'll kind of look at their kind of main threats. I'm going to be honest. One of the few that I did know was
Aaron is in the chat.
Adair.
Aaron is saying, I think the Kitman is ahead of Elanga nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is with Alanga. I really think his sort of level is an Everton, somewhere like that. I don't think like he'll make it at a club like us. I think there's too many promising players going up. Maybe it's because he was thrown to the wolves
Yeah.
far too soon. I remember that game. Was it against Fulham? Penalties. It came down to
Oh yeah, the Middlesbrough game. In the FA Cup last season.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, how could I forget that handball and that
yeah.
that's actually going to annoy me again because yeah, I remember he missed the penalty and like maybe the likes of that have gotten to him and
It could.
I
I
don't know
think
what he's
right
done.
now, I think he should have gone on loan this season itself, but I get why he didn't. I
Mhm,
think Ten Hag needed someone to actually, be there as an option for us if Rashford isn't there, and the amount of time that Sancho had gone out for, and we hadn't really signed Anthony, so he had to have someone to, actually come in and do a job for us, because then we would have struggled a lot. Having no
mhm,
options altogether, and I think Garnacho wasn't even around at that time when this decision was being taken. I think Garnacho made it into the first team after quite some time, and it was against Real, when we played Real Sociedad, at their home
mhm.
stadiums, the second time when he made his first start for us. So it's been a while, and I think at that time Ten Hag didn't expect Garnacho to have stepped up to the level that he has.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's been mainly a surprise for all of us. It's just a shame the injury kind of hit now
Yeah,
because you felt that he's kind of making that push to potentially, being a regular starter
yeah,
given Anthony's form has kind of dropped off. Looking at their team, it's one area that I did notice. I don't really pay much attention to ratings, especially on SofaScore, but they're kind of the left back, Abner Vinicius, I think it is.
Hmm.
Um, he has dropped some absolute stinkers in recent weeks, and he's actually a 5.9 rating, and that's on Palestri's side. So you're
Yeah.
hoping like he's coming up against someone who isn't in the best of form, so maybe he can actually get the best of him there. Looking at them, I'm trying to think of their. What was the name of their? I think it was an attack. And mid. He hasn't seemed to actually started them.
Nabil
Uh,
Fekir.
I know he's injured. Bravo actually got dropped. That's one thing I'm just after noticing. Uh, Canale, Sergio Canale, I think it is.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been getting much of a start because I know he's kind of one of their more
Yeah.
consistent players. But looking at them, who's their main threat? Their 41-year-old captain,
Yeah.
part-time TV host, and part club owner as well.
Yeah. I think his name is Joaquin.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Joaquin, is it?
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. That's I don't know why that popped into my head. The name of the actor. Hmm. And he's a joker, club owner, and playing
Yeah.
at 41. If he's doing it, like you can't really fault the guy, but he pushes the average age of the team so high up. Like there's people who weren't. There's probably starters for them that have weren't even in nappies when, like diapers when he was playing, which kind of says everything. So it is a bit mad, but let's see now. We've gone through the kind of lineups as well. I suppose we might do a bit of a recap of last week
Yeah.
as well, kind of see where we went. Obviously, we won 4-1. I remember we started off really, really well. It was a great start, and Rashford got a really, really good goal,
Yeah.
really good finish. Blasted it into the top of the net. Hopefully, we can see. Hopefully, he can continue that record as well,
Yeah.
because I think Van Persie was the last player to hit 30 goals in a season for Manchester United, and
And
that's
I think
coming
it's
up
been
to
like,
10 years.
10 years. So it's
Hmm.
going to be a really long time since a player is able to get through that barrier. And I think who's the second top scorer for us right now this season?
I could be wrong, but I think it's Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he
it's
has. I think he hit double figures there. He did with that header last week.
yeah, I think it could be Bruno. Except that I think Anthony he scored a goal in his first three appearances, but since then it's been on and off
Yeah.
for him. And yeah, except that Weghorst has just got a couple of goals. Martial hasn't really been there. Sancho has just come back. So I don't really know. I think a lot of pressure right now would ride on Marcus Rashford as well because he knows that he's
Yeah.
the only player in this team who has got like over 20 goals this season. Like there's no other player who's got more than 20 goals this season, and it definitely brings a different kind of pressure on your back that you are the main man in every single game.
Yeah.
You are the person who has to score the goals. You are the person who provides the edge for the team. So I think a lot of other players need to step up as well now because we can't just rely on Marcus Rashford game after game after game after game. We need some other players to step up in this team as well and contribute in the goals.
I think a player that kind of needs that step up. He's not starting now, but it's Sancho. Taken out of the limelight for quite a while. For reasons we don't quite know,
Yeah,
but the manager just wanted to get his head straight. I think for me, I'd probably give him one more season.
yeah,
I don't know about you.
yeah,
Like I think it's just to get up to date, and you don't. He doesn't even know his best position. That's what I
exactly.
feel now. He
Yeah,
doesn't have the pace to be a winger, and I think the days of that sort of, like Iniesta when he played out in the wing,
yeah,
he didn't have much pace. But
yeah.
I think the days of that is kind of done. Of the slower
I
winger
think,
because
except
you
that I
have to
think
have
it was
a
just
strict.
the kind of skill that Iniesta possessed. I think it didn't really
Yeah.
matter where he played. Like, even if he didn't have pace, even though he played on the wing, the ability that he had on the ball, I think that's what, made him exemplify his name and the way he was used in games. Right now, I think the problem with Jadon Sancho is not just the fact that whether he's being deployed as a 10 or as an 8 or as a winger. Right now, he isn't really getting consistent minutes, and for a player like Jadon Sancho, you would
Mhm.
expect to get consistent minutes. I think right now Ten Hag is trying a way to actually integrate him with the squad, but now that Alejandro Garnacho is out, maybe we could see Sancho being played back on the wing, Rashford being shifted into the number 9 role at times, because Weghorst seems to be used more as a 10 nowadays rather than as a 9. Even between
Mhm.
games, you would see him being played more as a 10 and not as a number 9, and it makes sense because uh, the kind of pressing that he does and the work rate that he offers, probably he could provide more intensity by doing it through the midfield. But when you're a striker, you would need to be in the right areas at the right time, and the way we attack, pace is a very big factor of it, a very 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 big factor of it.
Mhm.
So, and Weghorst, as much as he works, he isn't really the guy who can do that job for us. So I think Ten Hag is just trying every single mechanic in his brain to actually make use of Weghorst.
And do you think he is going to kind of drop into that number 10 from the get-go, I suppose, from the start? And maybe we might see Rashford up front, Bruno on the left, and then I know Palestri's kind of nailed for that right side, but then I suppose the three of them can interchange as well, they can.
Yeah, I think they can.
So there's always that option.
I think they can, but it would depend on how the first 15 minutes go. I think if from the first 15 minutes we see a very even game, probably not much from Betis and not much from us either, then maybe Weghorst could just stick as a number 9 for the entire game. But if it is a situation where, Betis are actually, hammering us or keeping us under a lot of pressure, then probably we could see certain shifts in this team.
Somebody actually pointed it out the last day I read it on Twitter that another reason why Ten Hag is kind of deploying Weghorst in that number 10 is because of De Gea's distribution. He has to aim for a big target man up front. So maybe he's using that kind of to get to the end. But then we know Weghorst's aerial ability, which surprisingly is very, very poor
Yeah,
for someone of that height as well.
yeah,
But then you see somebody who's kind of smaller, like Lissandro Martinez, who is a really, really good jumper of the ball, and an old player who used to play for my local team called Rafael Cretero. He was actually really, really small. I think he was like 5 foot, I think 6, and he used to win every header.
yeah,
Like it's not all about height. And that's why you might see an age of kind of smaller centre backs actually coming up now, and maybe
yeah,
the likes of Lissandro Martinez might inspire people who thought they couldn't really play as a centre half. Maybe they can into the future. But yeah, last week we won 4-1, and Rashford got that opener. I know Bruno got the header. Velikos got the fourth, and what's the other one that I'm
Anthony.
forgetting? Anthony. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
probably the
yeah,
best of the
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, the best of the lot, and I
Uh,
forget.
Nick is in the chat saying, smashing it, lads. One player you would take from Betis.
Probably they're a part-time club owner. If the Glazers just fuck off, I'll take him.
Yeah,
He can be our club owner, and we have our own TV
yeah,
host for MUTV. Then
yeah. A man of many talents. Sam saying, please subscribe if you're new here. Yeah, we've got 9 people in the chat, so please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And the super chats
and
are on as well,
got
and the
the like.
memberships are on as well. So please make sure to interact with them. If you if you fancy it. And Aaron is the chat saying, if we sign a big name striker in the summer, would you still take Weghorst as a backup?
Personally, I wouldn't. I think we need a bit of a better quality, and I said it in. I think it was the breaking news show. Someone that I would kind of go for would be a Ferguson, an Evan
Yeah,
Ferguson. Tall, strong, seems to be good with his feet as well. Good in the air,
yeah,
good with his feet, and I think that's a player that we should be kind of going for as as an understudy to someone who's world class, like say like a Victor Osimhen or a Harry Kane,
yeah,
who would be my ideal kind of pick. Um, so I personally wouldn't, just because of the lack of goals. If he, had a goal return of maybe one in three
yeah.
or
I
something
think
like
it would have
that,
still
you could
looked
debate it. But
much, much better, much, much
mm,
better, because There have been games like where Weghorst could have actually scored hat tricks, but he hasn't been able to do that.
Hmm.
So I actually have a different name in mind, like you mentioned Ferguson, and who he could
Hmm.
be an understudy to like someone like a Harry Kane or a Victor Osimhen or someone like that. I actually like Karim Adeyemi from Dortmund a lot. I think, and under Ten Hag, I think he can do a very good job because he's very clinical, and the pace that he has at such a young age, he's been doing really, really great at Dortmund as well. And they have a history of, providing great strikers, Borussia Dortmund. So probably someone you can keep a very close eye on. And I think he has a clause in his contract about I think 40 to 45 million. So he definitely could be someone you can actually take a look at.
How do you see us if we were to buy two? Obviously, we go all out for
Yeah,
which will cost a fortune for someone like that. But say an understudy, if you wanted to get a second striker in, how much do you think the club should be aiming for? I suppose again depends on the owners who comes in.
yeah,
If it's Qatari owners, maybe you
yeah,
might see a big overhaul because you've seen the likes of Todd Bowley when he came in after purchasing Chelsea. He's fund. Uh, they've gone on and spent a lot of money,
yeah.
but I think they didn't spend in like two previous windows that transfer
I
bans so
mean,
they were allowed or something like that, so they were allowed to spend more.
you can just see at Chelsea, right? As striker options, they could have João Felix and Nkunku both next summer. So
Just and just after seeing Sam's comment there, do you think Pellegrini looks like the head from Art Attack? I know who he's on about. I like that TV show as a kid. I used to watch it. Jeez, that's kind of just popped into my head. But Pellegrini, I actually don't mind him. I don't hate him like previous City managers.
yeah,
I do feel bad in a sense. He won the league, done everything with City, and then they just tore up his contract. Oh, here we have Pep
yeah,
Guardiola, and the main reason City went for Pep Guardiola was to try and win the Champions League, which they
yeah.
failed to do. And if Pellegrini was still there, given the funds, he'd still win the league with that City team.
Yeah,
That's the sad
he
reality of it.
definitely. I think any manager at City can be
Mhm.
capable of winning the league because they'll actually have the funds to build a team they actually want to, and
Mhm.
not just the 11 players, like the entire squad of 25 players. They can actually build that team according to the according to the way they like, because I think at any other club they have that limitation, that they can only get a certain amount of players that they see as a part of a project in, and some of the players they just need to work around with, whether it is squad players or bench players. And yeah, I think at City any manager would have that sort of freedom. Like imagine Jose Mourinho at Manchester City. He'll win the league every single year because
Mhm.
he'll have the reason why Jose struggles a lot is because he doesn't have a team of his choice of 11 players. The moment he gets that, he's gonna win the
Mhm.
league.
Exactly. And I think it was a good point. Mourinho, I think, would have done a really, really good job at them. But it's weird. I could never actually see him going to the likes of
Yeah,
them, like especially at the time, maybe before Pep. For me, he just always seemed like he was destined for United. I think it was the right man at the wrong time. I think the
yeah,
best time for him to come in would have been right after Ferguson,
yeah,
and you could have got maybe 3, 4 years. And look, he ended up coming in, and he ended up winning the league. I think was in his second season with Chelsea, and he had a record of winning a league. Was it in his first 2 years? Every
yeah,
club he went to, it
yeah,
was something like that till he got to us. I kind of want to bring it back to the Europa League because under that previous manager we did win it. Do you fancy our chances in the competition as a whole?
I think, yeah, I think you can, because at the moment, the way we're playing, you could see United being a team which can easily make it to the semis. I think it is, gonna depend on the fixture congestion and the players, the fitness level of the players as to how long we can stay in this competition. Because if it just comes down to fitness, then probably we could make it to the finals as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we're the bookies' favourites actually ahead of Arsenal as well.
Mm.
And it would be such a final, wouldn't it, to play Arsenal? Yeah, I think it's in Budapest on the day of my birthday, the final.
Oh.
Yeah, on the 31st of May. It'd be a bit of a weird one for me because I don't know if I'll be able to watch it given where I am. I'm going to be in Manchester, but I won't be able to watch it, which would be a bit of a strange one. But I do hope we get it.
Yeah.
I'll have it up on the phone anyway.
Yeah, imagine
uh,
we're playing Arsenal in the final, which it could happen as well.
mm,
We could be coming up against Arsenal in the final. And I just hope
it's a
that,
bit of a weird one.
Casemiro completely demolishes Partey in that game. Like,
Yeah.
completely demolishes him.
Mhm. There'll be a game where you'd want. Ten Hag did touch on it in the press conference how he hasn't had his full squad
Yeah.
that he's kind of wished for. He's only had it in one game, and it was the City game at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And it would be a game where you'd need that full squad. You need your full bench. You'd see the likes of I know Garnacho will be back. Ericsson, I think, is expected at the end of April.
Yeah.
He is, so you'd see the likes of them coming back. You'd have a Sabitzer there too. I hold my breath when I say Anthony Martial. We don't know at this
Fingers
point.
crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. As long as he doesn't cross his fingers, because he'll probably hurt his fingers doing that, and he'll be out for a month. But yeah, Anthony, please don't cross your fingers, don't cross your toes, nothing. Keep them straight. Uh, yeah, I suppose. What are your kind of the game starts now shortly? What would your prediction be? How do you see it kind of going?
This game, I think we should be playing well this game. I think if you would have seen McFred in this game, I would have said that, probably a close and end-to-end game. But you saw what we did to them at Old Trafford, and we came off a very very bad loss in that game. Like we didn't have any momentum whatsoever, and Betis had a team, who I think they're fifth or fourth in La Liga as well. So.
Mhm.
I mean, comparing it according to those standards, we are particularly, we are pretty much just smashing a team which is fourth or fifth in La Liga, even though we are not that great in form. We most of our first teamers are not even present on the pitch, not even on the bench, I would say. So, yeah, I think this game, I think the kind of squad that Ten Hag has went with, I think we should get the win comfortably and probably, score like at least 2 to 3 goals again. Because I think what this team needs right now is, that ability to, come out with 2 to 3 goals. Because we've seen at times that, we are able to score 4 goals, we are able to score 3 goals, but when it matters most in the Premier League, we aren't really able to convert it.
Mhm. Yeah, it is a worry. I think we must be one of the top teams that actually miss so many expected goal chances. Um, whether it be one-on-ones, I remember in the last kind of game in the Europa League against Barcelona at the new camp,
Yeah.
we missed many sitters in that first half, and look what happened to finish 2-2 in that game. We got the job done, but we always make it difficult on ourselves. Why can't we have a game where we're going to win 5, 6, 7? I don't want to mention that number. Why can't
Yeah.
we win by that? Because there is games where we comfortably should. We create the chances there,
Yeah.
but we just don't. And it is a worry that not every chance can fall to Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
So the lack of goals, and that's one of the worries with Veghorst and why I personally wouldn't kind of, hold on to him. Maybe in the summer I'd be looking for another replacement. Tonight, I can kind of see us. I think we're going to go behind at the start.
Hmm.
I think we'll come out second half. I think they win the first half 1-0. We come out in the second, and I think we do them 2-1 then.
Yeah, and with Maguire, anything can happen at that, in their defense. So you wouldn't want to take your
Maguire
chances
on
with Harry
goal.
Maguire. Yeah.
Something
And
like
yeah,
that. I wouldn't.
Aaron in the chat saying never a full squad without Big Phil Jones. Sivan and Sam saying I am awake and Pelistri starts. Yes, for the first time ever. If he wouldn't have started, I would have fell asleep on stream, and then he would have come on. Uh, Dave in the chat saying no elite striker. That's why. Yeah, I think right now what we need is someone who knows how to take his chances and is very clinical as a striker. That's all we need, because if
Mhm,
someone just knows how to convert the chances, we are pretty much creating like almost 5 to 6 chances every single game. And if we are able to take them, probably a lot of losses and a lot of draws that we come about with, in this season, they could have been converted to wins very easily.
hmm I'm kind of looking there now. We are kind of favourites, I suppose, in this to go through.
Yeah.
We have a 3-goal lead. I can't see us blowing it. I don't want to jinx it, but looking kind of at our potential opponents, you have Juventus there are winning 1-0 against Freiburg, is it? From Germany. I don't know why I can sense an upset there. I think they might come back. I wouldn't mind facing them
Yeah,
as
I mean
well,
they
kind
definitely
of
could
old
because
Manchester
right
United
now
boys.
Juventus practically don't have any midfield. Like they
Hmm
genuinely don't have a midfield. All they have is pretty much an attack,
hmm
and their defense is very very shaky as well. The player who
hmm
they banged on at the start of the season to actually be a dictator in that midfield has just played one game for them throughout the season, and he's out again. So it's going to be a big
I need
struggle
a
for
part
them.
two of that Paul documentary. That's what he's trying to record right now. Film star. Uh, I just looking at them, yeah. They used to be such a force, kind of, in the 2010s, I suppose, kind
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mid
And they were known
2010s.
for their
They made consistent
they were known
finals.
for their midfield at that time. They had like
Yeah.
in the latter stages as well. I think they had Marchisio, they had Pirlo in their squad as well. They've always been Juventus have always been a team. They have always had
Good
great
midfielders.
midfielders, great attacks. Yes, players like Alessandro Del Piero coming in through there. A lot of great players, and right now as well, they've got some really good attacking talent. They've got Chiesa, they've got Vlahovic there as well,
Hmm
and some good players in Locatelli in there as well. So it is a good
hmm
squad, but I think the way that they've invested in their players, that's a big problem for them. And the players who they relied to, who they relied on this season, that they're going to step up and be probably leaders in this team, they haven't really stepped up, and a lot of them have suffered with injury
Exactly.
issues.
hmm And like said, Di Maria actually isn't starting tonight. Could be wrong, but I think did he get a hat trick in the Champions League dropout games? I think he
Maybe, I
might
think
have.
maybe.
Yeah. hmm then again, looking at, I know it's about to kick off here. They're out in the not really the touchline. They're all clapping hands here. Our skipper Harry Maguire leading the team. But just
It is
looking
just
at
so
those
weird to
potential,
see
like
him with it is just really
mm,
weird to see him with the armband now. I'm so used to seeing Bruno and the way he's able to command the team.
yeah.
I mean, you can just see the difference when both of them are captains. Like there is a drop off there as well when you see Maguire as a captain.
Exactly. It is a bit of a drop off. Sam's saying there it's a 60K stadium, big stadium
Yeah,
for like a kind of Spanish side. No point in really focusing on their bookings because they're probably more than likely out. We should be true. I wouldn't rule out Sporting tonight
yeah,
against Arsenal too.
yeah,
They look very, very
yeah,
dangerous. Potentially a difficult team to come up against. Uh, if they get through as well. Right now, I think as it stands, we are probably the best team set up in terms of going through with a 3-goal cushion. I don't think
yeah.
anybody else
No,
actually
no, no,
has
no,
that
no. I think a
cushion.
lot of games that there are really neck and neck. I think Roma won 2-0 in their first leg or 1-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the only team who have got a good cushion except us. I
Potentially
mean,
Jose Mourinho coming back to
yeah,
Old Trafford.
yeah, it could
Yeah,
happen. I think for them,
that'd be a frustrating night.
Paulo Dybala has been an absolute steal for them this season. Like an absolute steal. Like getting him on a free and the way he's performed for them.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I think, and I think he has got a clause on his contract that he can leave as well for about 30-35 million. So maybe I think I read something somewhere that he has got a clause in his contract. Whether it gets activated this season or the coming season, I think he has that
hmm
freedom to actually leave the club as well. So once again, Dybala could be attracting a lot of interest next season because he's been an absolute revelation for Roma this season.
I have seen one or two links, just general paper talk, a load of crap, more than likely, with us and him. Uh, but I wouldn't put it past, like, free agents. We picked up Ericsson, absolute
Yeah,
steal.
yeah.
Like, don't rule it out. Juventus have been doing it for years, and it's paid off for the most part. But I know they're struggling this season. But look, you can pick up decent players for absolute steal, and I know there's, it's particularly in their final years, you can agree. in January, can't you?
Yeah,
You can as
yeah.
early as
Okay, we
January.
can get
Yeah.
them on a pre-contract. Yeah,
I think the only exemption is if they're in the same league.
yeah.
I tell you, Palestri, here he is. Oh. Yeah, game's kicked off, guys. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Okay. 30 minutes. That one's a hasn't even kicked off. There we go. We're on the bear now.
Oh no. Somehow the Freiburg game is on my screen. One sec.
It actually came up. Maguire has started 11 out of 46, I think it said, games. So it kind of says everything about
Yeah.
what is a about 1 in 4,
You
like
use
a
Luke
bit.
Shaw ahead of him as a centre back in most games as well. So
That says everything. And
yeah,
I think Newcastle are kind of linked with him and McTominay.
take him.
And like,
Take them.
I
Both of
wouldn't say
them.
no, you can go. hmm De Gea on the ball here always makes me nervous. Let's see. My monitor was actually set up for kind of gaming, so it was a bit fuzzy with the game, but I kind of changed it there to television, and it's just working perfectly now. Yeah, potential quarterfinals now, which should be.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep saying it, but that's quarterfinal of Europa League, and
FA
we have the
Cup.
quarterfinal of the FA Cup
Yeah.
coming
FA
up
Cup.
this weekend.
Do you think we
And
can
we might
come?
actually have
We
a
can
surprise
come.
for that.
Come. Do you think we can come off with more than 2 trophies this season?
I think we might win one more.
Yeah.
And if you were to ask me which one, I preferred the Europa League.
Yeah.
hmm
I think the competition
Like for
definitely
me,
in the Europa League is much better, and to win a competition where you've got teams like Arsenal, Juventus, Barcelona actually dropped off and came in there as well. So definitely a very very big competition for us to win, and probably gives these players a much more confidence about winning trophies. And who knows, we could be challenging next season as well, considering how this ownership goes about who ends up buying
yeah.
the club.
And for me, I think I kind of rank it. You have Champions League is obviously the biggest trophy you can win in the football
Yeah,
calendar. Then you have the league. I put it third place, actually, the Europa League. I put it
yeah,
ahead of the Carabao Cup, obviously, and the
yeah,
FA Cup as well. I think it's more of a kind of prestigious honor than that. And I know we have one of them, and it was the only missing trophy from our cabinet. We're one of the only few clubs to actually complete everything. I thought they were in there, but we're one of only a few clubs that have actually won everything that there is
yeah.
to win. Uh, I could be wrong. I think Liverpool have as well. I think Liverpool United are the only teams in England, unless Chelsea have. I read it somewhere. It was a long time ago. Anyway, it was potentially it's changed since with
Yeah.
Chelsea winning it in recent years.
I saw a
Yeah, you
meme
don't want to
today.
concede an
I
early
saw
goal here.
I saw a meme today.
Hmm?
I saw a meme today with
Yeah, how
Jurgen
was it?
Klopp. Last season after they lost in the final. Uh,
Hmm.
after the loss, he said in a press conference, "Where is the Champions League final next season?" And the reporter said Istanbul. He said, "Book the
Well,
hotel."
you may as well book your return flights
Yeah.
as well. We're at it. I hope they went on bookings and actually had free cancellation anyway.
Who do you think wins the Champions League this season?
I'm looking at it and Madrid they look, even when up Palestri, I thought he was in. Uh, Madrid just looks so, so good.
Yeah.
Honestly, like in terms of like in possession, they seem to, play out of a counter press. And Liverpool are one of the kind of best pressing teams,
Yeah,
like, that have been there. Maybe not in recent years, but you saw what they done against us when
yeah,
they were pressing up and we got absolutely demolished. Madrid just passed. They made it look easy passing out.
yeah. They've got
Madrid
they've got an
is sick.
absolutely crazy midfield as well. They've got Valverde, they've got Tchouaméni, then they've got Modric and Cruz, who even though they're old, they're playing like absolute beasts in that midfield. And then
Yeah.
you've got an attack with Vinicius Junior, Karim Benzema, Rodrigo. Valverde plays in that right wing
Hmm.
position a lot of times as well, and he's doing a
Yeah.
fantastic job in that position. So yeah, the quality that Real Madrid has, and especially in the Champions League as well, you cannot count them out till
Hmm.
the final whistle. So Madrid are definitely favorites, but I think probably Napoli could go in there as an underdog.
Hmm. Yeah. Napoli, I'd love
Yeah,
to see Napoli actually. I think if you're looking at it now, I'd rather Madrid and Napoli, one of them to win it. I probably want Napoli. I'd love a kind of underdog story like that.
yeah,
Even though they're not really underdogs, they're top of Serie A by 15 points,
yeah. 16 points, 15 points. Yeah,
which is actually crazy to think.
yeah, and
Uh,
they pretty much just made one bit signing in Kvaratskhelia this season, and that was for about 15
mhm,
million. Just 15 million it cost them, and he's been and absolutely, I think he's one of the best players in Europe right now in that left wing position. I
yeah.
think along with Marcus Rashford, and if Napoli win the Champions League, they're definitely going to win Serie A as well. We could be seeing him linked with many, many, many big clubs.
And I tell you, they'd be making some profit on that. I'm sure they have him like in a
Oh,
5-year
definitely.
contract and everything.
They're
And they
making
do
a
not
big.
sell for
Then
cheap.
they're already making a big profit off from when Victor Osimhen leaves them. So
Yeah.
Kvaratskhelia is going to be a another player who's going to get him a lot of money because
Mhm.
they got him for 15 million. I think the way he's performing and the way the market is inflated right now, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes in for about 80 to 90 million.
Mhm. And if they do win the Champions League in the league, and I mean, Osimhen keeps scoring,
Yeah.
who do you tip for Ballon d'Or? At that point, I think the two lads,
I
like,
mean, if it is fair,
weird.
then you could probably see someone like Kvaratskhelia or Osimhen getting the Ballon d'Or if it is fair. But I know it in my heart that Messi will win it again.
That's the thing, and I
Yeah,
don't think it should. Oh, they're in. Harry Maguire chasing. Oh, they've missed.
yeah.
Oh, that is not. You did not want to concede there.
The hair with the save.
Harry Maguire's speed, Jesus, is bad.
I mean, 50% of the time he's just a spectator on the pitch. Like he's a genuine spectator on the pitch. He can actually do a live stream and a watch along on the pitch itself.
He can react to the stuff
Yeah,
too. Uh, but funny enough, he's probably watching it with a bit of a delay as
yeah, and then
well.
he can go back to the locker room
He's
and just go live with a review. What all did I do wrong today? Everything.
Mhm. Referee just got in the way for them. Come on, Veghorst, get it out wide fast.
Offside.
Lestri on the ball. Don't know what Bruno's trying there. Handball. Oh,
I didn't realize Jose Perez is playing for them.
who?
Jose Perez, I think he used to play for Leicester City.
Oh yeah, he got the equalizer, didn't he? It was a decent finish.
Yeah,
I forgot he was actually playing as well.
yeah.
Hmm.
Bruno taking the
I don't
free
know
kick.
why they're complaining there. They were complaining about a drop ball, um, that they should have got it, but it only happens if the referee actually gets hit by the ball, not if he blocks a player.
Yeah,
Hmm. And it didn't hit the ref there, so I don't
yeah.
know why
The
they were
the
asking for a
first
drop
offense was on
ball.
a player, so drop ball doesn't really stand.
Mhm. It's mad because it's a sort of situation that you didn't see happen often. A drop ball. I remember it was basically a free tackle too,
Yeah.
and Rooney used to. Was it against Wolves or Hull?
Hull City, yeah, Hull City, yeah.
That's what he just. Yeah. Tell you what, they're in again, are they? Oh, Bruno defending there. It's very, very open game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, I think that comes from the defense as well with Harry Maguire.
Ooh!
We're trying to play a high line. 41-year-old. Oh, I thought he scored a screamer. That would have been, scripted anyway. It would have been after me, taking the piss of him in the post or the pre-match.
41-year-old with a
Oh,
scream.
post.
I mean, probably, you might see a clip after the game. My grandpa scored a screamer against Manchester United.
I'm trying to think of the oldest kind of players currently playing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's somebody actually in the Korean league who's 53.
Yeah, in the Japanese league, yeah. I think he plays for Yokohama.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. 53, and
Ibra.
he's a striker too. Fair
Yeah.
play to him.
Could be faster than Weghorst.
Yeah, probably still faster than him.
Yeah.
It's a very, very weird game.
Yeah.
Fred got done there.
Every single Betis supporter is so shocked. Grandpa didn't score a screamer.
Watch Harry Maguire score a screamer into his own net.
And after
He's
scoring
actually
that, he would
swapped
celebrate
wings.
as well. That's how bad it is. He would celebrate as well.
Mhm. They're targeting Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
They keep pumping the ball up. And I've actually noticed it too that he swapped the wings, Palestri and Rashford.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to isolate Harry Maguire every time.
Yeah,
Yeah, looking very, very stretched
Maguire
back
is
now.
struggling to clear the ball as well.
Hmm. Mm.
They're on the attack again.
Oh, Fred losing the ball again.
Watch Maguire get a headshot right now. He genuinely gets a headshot.
It is worrying that they're just targeting that one side every
Yeah.
time, and you don't want to don't get the fans up for it. Don't concede in the opening 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Even though I
Especially,
did predict us to go
especially when
behind.
you're playing away. Never concede an early goal when you're playing
Yeah,
away.
I just see De Gea claim a cross.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen that often. Rashford, he made the run. Yeah. So what's actually Palestri's first name? Is it Facunda or something
Yeah.
like that?
Facundo Pellistri. When he signed, Diego Forlan was very, very excited about him coming to Manchester United. Like, very, very
Hmm.
excited. But he never really got an opportunity.
He's had more opportunities for the national team than he's actually had at us, which kind of says everything. Was it Facunda Palestri? What a wonderful phrase. For the sake of a chance. Palestri. He means a lot of worry for your defense today. I don't know. I'm like fucking Goldbridge here trying to sing.
We might get a copyright.
Exactly, yeah.
We can't risk it
Disney, I
now.
swear it's my own version. Did you make of Jurgen Klopp's? I suppose. Oh, they're in Jurgen Klopp's the way he came out after that defeat, I thought it was very, very negative. Not the one that happened last night, but
Yeah,
2 weeks ago was it saying, "Oh, we have a
yeah,
1% chance."
yeah.
Like as much as we hated on Ollie, he was
He never
like,
gave up.
"Oh,
He never gave up
Hamptons are there to be
before the
fine."
season ended. Like
No,
before the season ended, he never gave up. And
yeah,
I think he just ran out of excuses at after a point. Like, what else could he have blamed it on? The wind, the grass, stadium, the air humidity levels. I think every single thing he had used. So he just had to come out
high
and
pitch,
yeah, and he
that
just had to
pitch.
face the facts. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think for any manager out there, you cannot just give up, like publicly come out and
Hmm.
give up.
Exactly. Yeah, I've never seen it before, especially from him, because we've seen it against Barcelona when they were really, really good too. Liverpool have come back from heavy defeats,
Yeah,
3 goal margins, and gone through. Like you had to try and inspire your players there.
yeah.
Um, I didn't really get. I thought it was odd from him. Don't know what Fake Horse is doing there. Jeez, because I mean that was the only competition that they were actually left in,
Yeah,
and turn the season around.
yeah.
Because no matter what, if you have a poor league kind of season, if you win the Champions League,
Rashford is
it's going to
in.
mask it.
He loses it. Dave in the chat saying, I think that song qualifies as a parody, so you're safe.
I'm safe. Okay, sweet. We don't want to annoy our Disney overlords. Saka. Looking very, very sloppy up front, I've
Yeah,
noticed.
yeah. Especially in the
Carry the
final
ball
third,
very,
we've been
very
really
loose.
sloppy.
Hmm. I wouldn't be opposed to signing another winger as well.
Who you have someone in mind?
Trying to think who right now could you get? Oh, Mbappe, why not? I know. It's the
But I
obvious
think
choice.
I think right now on the
You,
left hand side we're completely saturated. Like on the left wing, I think we're
mm,
completely. Probably a right winger could work. Who can play as a cam as well,
yeah.
hybrid enough to play as a cam.
Hmm. Yeah, because he seems to like those kind of versatile players.
Yeah,
Like you have your Tadiges. I know from the fancy at Blind. Seems to be using Luke Shaw's that kind of daily blend
yeah,
role at the moment as well.
yeah,
Um, I'd love to see somebody like someone versatile like Tadic, but younger kind of than
yeah,
that. The guy can turn, I suppose, average players into world beaters. I was going to say that I see De Gea actually kick into their final
yeah,
third.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way he's actually made that pass. He didn't.
They've actually got a good stadium.
Yeah, it's actually a nice
Yeah,
stadium, isn't it?
yeah. Mm,
PK seats. I wonder what's it actually called, the venue?
Real Betis Arena.
Bessie Serena, is it? Oh, Bruno.
Bruno.
He wants a corner for that. The name of the venue is the Benito Villamarin. Marin? Villamarin.
Grandpa Arena.
They like his house. Mm. Oh,
I,
yeah, and it is in Sevilla or Seville or whatever it's called. City.
yeah, I think Betis is old city and Sevilla is new city, and they're in the same,
Ah,
same state, so they're rival
mhm.
clubs. We're in the box.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Oh,
What is Maguire
lot.
doing so?
Heavy touch again around the
Yeah,
box. Fred showing them legs and no.
Oh,
Go on, Palestri.
oh!
Oh,
He should have scored that.
Don't know why he kind of took it like that. He kind of it was like
Yeah.
Veghorst's. It was like Veghorst against who was it? Southampton, the offside goal.
Yeah. I think Rashford actually had enough time to actually even control the ball and go for a shoot.
Yeah,
He went in with his shoulder.
jeez, and I thought the Hayes distribution was bad. What was that? That was bad.
What's the age of their keeper? 39.
Is he? I was going to say he looks well for 39. Last year, the other way. Rui Silva, 29.
I mean, just 10 years apart. We got the last digit right.
Mm. I mean, the fact that they have a 41-year-old on the pitch is actually mad.
Yeah. Is the draw tonight?
Actually, Dan,
Dan is asking is the draw tonight, but the draw for what?
for the next stage, for the
Ah,
round of or quarterfinal draw.
I actually don't know. I'll know when I wake up in the morning.
Mhm. Quarterfinal draw, Europa League. What's the date today? It's the 16th. It's tomorrow. Champions League and Europa League. But are all the Champions League games actually done? Both legs. Rashford.
Come on.
Rashford. Oh,
Ah,
geez, that was really, really good defending
yeah.
from them. He was offside. Here, I'm after winning a bet. What did I win? Okay, we take it.
Yeah.
23 quid. Take it. Come on. I don't know what he was doing there, actually. Is it Palestri or Palistri?
Pelistri.
Okay. I don't know why I keep calling him Palestri because I thought the commentator was annoying me by calling him Palistri.
Dan is saying some
So
teams will play the
the
Europa League tomorrow.
they'll play the Europa League.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's what he's saying. Some teams will play EL tomorrow.
Huh. Oh wow. It just said Veghorst has started all 16 games since he's arrived. That's actually mad.
Yeah. If Martial would have been that fit for us. I
Hmm.
think once again, Weghorst has actually got more games than Martial this season.
Ugh, shocking.
Yeah. Oh, we're in again.
Oh,
Starting to attack a lot more.
a few more touches in the box than we
Yeah.
have been now. Well, we've kind of got past the 20-minute mark. That was had a bit of a worry. Just
Yeah.
don't concede in the first 20 minutes. Their defender, number 20, young fella.
I don't know
No.
what Young would actually, qualify in their team. They've got a 41-year-old in their team, so 35 and 36 could be treated as young as well.
Well, it's one thing I have noticed in recent years that a lot of older players are kind of still performing at the high level.
Yeah.
like at the ages of 35, 36, 37, like
Yeah.
as much as people kind of criticize Ronaldo even at that during Juventus was still putting up decent numbers.
Yeah. He got more than 100 goals in 3 seasons at Juventus. More than 100 goals.
Yeah.
And
How much
that's
did
the
he get for
point.
us? 20,
If genuinely Ronaldo never left Madrid, like he stayed at Real Madrid,
yeah.
would have been a
It'd
completely
be
different
scary
picture
because look
altogether.
what Benzema's doing.
Yeah. Probably even more. Probably even more.
Hmm. Actually mad to think that. But I wonder, why did he want to go?
He wanted a new challenge in life.
Well, how many more Champions Leagues would he have had? 2, 3?
Yeah, could have ended his career with 7 or 8 Champions Leagues.
It's actually mad to think.
And you never know, maybe 8 or 7 Ballon d'Ors as well.
I suppose, yeah, when you win that, puts in contention.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. We seem to have actually gotten a bit more control now
yeah.
in the game. It was very, very open in the first kind of 15 minutes, but kind of closed down now. We're kind of holding the ball a bit more. 28 European quarterfinal for us if we get through
Oh,
the club's history.
yeah. I think
I do
last
want to
season we
read
got
like
out in
kind
the
of
round
what
of
happened
16,
in
right?
the
In the Champions League, we got out in the round of 16 or the quarters.
uh we had we're giving it away loosely there. We got knocked out by Seville on the Mourinho.
Yeah,
Then we had I don't know what Wan-Bissaka is doing there.
we got grouped under
Then we had
Oli.
PSG. Yeah, that was to the quarterfinals actually, because it
Yeah.
was the round of 16, wasn't it, with PSG?
Yeah. And
And
we lost in the quarters to Barcelona.
oh yeah, we did. Oh, I'll never forgive Ashley Young for that. You know, it was
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
all right. I think we lost 1-0, was it, in the first leg?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's just like, okay, this is calm, this is calm. Rashford hit the post, I
yeah.
think in the 11th or 12th minute, I remember. And then Ashley Young, I don't know, he was trying to do a Cruyff turn against Messi at the new camp. Loses the ball, Messi goes up and puts one into the bottom corner from outside the box.
Yeah.
And then the game's over.
I don't know why, but certain players we have just seem to have that extra confidence in European fixtures.
I don't know what it is. Some of them, maybe it's warranted, others not so. Like if it comes down to say a shootout and I see David De Gea in net,
Yeah,
I'm not confident at all.
yeah. Anything can happen.
Mhm. And I've seen it before. You cannot give a tackle for that. Is he booking him for that? That's so harsh.
European officiating at its peak.
He's actually won the
Yeah,
ball, made the pass, and then their player went on top of him.
doesn't make any sense. That is not a yellow. On what grounds is that a yellow?
Ball. That's a joke. Honestly, I don't know what has
Yeah,
happened to football with the officiating in the last 2, maybe 3 years. It's actually gone
and
downhill so
and I
much.
think especially
The last,
In European fixtures, it happens to us the
yeah,
most. Like last season, remember that Atletico Madrid game in the round of 16?
mhm,
I don't remember where that
yeah,
referee came from. I mean, Atletico Madrid's play were practically wrestling us off the pitch and no bookings whatsoever. They were wasting
yeah,
time like anything, and no actions were being taken against them. Against Barcelona as well in Europe, in the Europa League
mhm.
itself. Some of the decisions that were taken against us didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, and I don't think I'll ever forgive. I forget his name. I know he was Turkish anyway. Fergie's last season, Nani got sent off against Mourinho's Madrid, and for me, it was one of the worst, I think, decisions I've ever
Oh,
seen, kind of live. And I was just so annoyed with that because I reckon we would have went on a decent run because we were actually on top of Madrid. We were leading in that tie
yeah,
up till then, and then Mourinho saw that as an opportunity to bring on Luka Modric, and Modric just stole the show. Then
yeah,
from there, but we're potentially, going into a Champions League with a different kind of fixed, well, setup now.
yeah,
Starting, I think it is. It's like a league table, isn't it?
yeah, 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 yeah. I
I don't know
mean,
why they're doing
we
that.
we all know.
It's not broken.
I mean, they were
Mm,
criticizing the UEFA Super League, but they, in a way, they're doing
yeah.
the same thing altogether. It's just the name stays
Oh,
the same, but they're gonna be following the same procedure.
yeah. Oh, it's stupid. Like I just like it the way it is now. You have your groups, you
Yeah,
have your round of
yeah. I
16,
think it is
up
perfect the
down.
way it is, and it's been going very, very well in the past few years. I
Yeah.
don't really see a point in actually changing it about.
They adding kind of more teams to it, or
Yeah, they're adding more teams as well.
hmm
So maybe you could see 5 or 6 teams from the Premier League going to the Champions League. So it takes away the charm of top four altogether.
yeah, that is mad. I don't know what the rule is in terms of a sense if we were to say win the Europa League but finish outside top four. Do you have the five English sides then? Like, I'm still trying to figure that one
Yeah, I
out.
mean,
I know it's been
imagine
a question going on
like
for
last
years.
season we came sixth. Last season we did come sixth.
Mhm.
I mean, if this rule would have applied last season, we would have still been in the Champions League this season. So I don't think anyone would have said that it has been a failure of a season if we qualified for the Champions League.
Yeah, that's it's mad, and it was a horrendous season. The fact that
Yeah,
you'd still be able to qualify from that. Noticing Fred isn't playing a lot more of an advanced role.
yeah.
Bruno too long on the ball.
Basically like two eights, attacking a lot more.
Mm,
Malasia,
he's going to get to it.
I think he wins the throw out.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll be back in 1 second.
No problem. Please do not. He's not booking him, is he? Yeah, because I was going to. You see, in a sense, I think that's a worse tackle than Palestri's. Like, it's just so odd, honestly. Stupid. Actually, yeah, Fred's playing in kind of number 10. No, free the other way because he grabbed the ball. He's just dived. And then he's appealing. Like, just booked him for the diving. Asher going to keep that? No. I'd love to know what they're arguing about because I can guarantee that fella doesn't speak a word of English. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Dan, because some uneducated referees now, all the opponents try and go down and cry and we get a yellow. And you see that in European fixtures a lot. We actually don't tend to, go down, and the only person that puts pressure on the ref to book someone is always Bruno. But all these kind of sides that we're coming up against in Europe, the full team, and then we'd be the ones to actually, get done and fined for failure to control their players. Pure stupid. He wasn't offside. Why was that an offside there? Genuinely, he looked a mile on. I don't know what the linesman is smoking, honestly. And then you see it here, Palestri. I don't know how he got a yellow for that, and they're getting away with all these kind of little fouls. Yeah, let me know how everybody's actually feeling so far. First, 36, 37 minutes gone. Bit of a sloppy start it was, very, very open. Lucky to actually not concede, but I think we've kind of gotten into control now. Bruno. Ah, bit of a different look for Eric tonight. Broken neck and zip hoodie and a shirt underneath. Bruno with a heavy touch. Play him, Fred. Palestri, good touch. He's won the ball. Oh, wins the ball. I tell you, man came in with 2 feet there. I don't know. Yeah, their captain. It just said there, Shreyas, that Joaquin wanted to be a bullfighter, not a footballer. And he's a part-time, host for a TV show. He sang with a flamenco singer, and he's a footballer and club owner as well. What a man!
I mean, at the age of 41, he's bound to have a good CV.
Hmm.
I had a very big fight right now with an insect the moment I left my room.
Who did you have an argument with?
An insect.
You kind of broke up there.
I said I had a very big argument with an insect when I left my room.
Oh, an insect.
A very
Wasn't a
very big
spider,
argument.
was it?
No, wasn't a spider. Otherwise, I would have left my home.
What was it?
I don't know. It was a bug, but it didn't look like a bug. It looked more serious than a bug. So I did,
It
the
wasn't. Did it
mature.
fly?
I don't know what it was, but I did the mature thing and just stormed on it and left.
Bit like going with a 2-footer.
Yeah.
Fair challenge.
Yeah. It
Oh, there
was.
was there's a thing. I don't know why. Whenever I go, when my mother just comes into my room, she likes to just saunter in at times, and she'll just open a window, and then around the winter we have these things called house spiders,
Oh, house spiders.
and yeah, they're I think the biggest spider in Europe they are, but they grow to about that big, which I suppose when you put it into yeah, about that big. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
quite big for hair. It's not
Yeah.
quite a tarantula, but
Yeah.
they're big, they're hairy, but I think they could be the fastest spider as well. One of the fastest spiders on Earth, and
Faster than
I
Vegas.
saw one go behind my Yeah, faster than fake horse. I think I saw one go behind my like bedside cabinet one time. I'm not sleeping in there tonight. I'm not sleeping in there tonight.
I mean, they say the more hairier a spider is, the more dangerous it is.
Hmm. Yes, I'm on full fat coke. It was free. It was downstairs, so I took it. I'm on full fat bear too, and he's in the
No
full fat
ginger ale
Fanta.
tonight.
No ginger ale tonight.
Yeah.
I love the whole idea how Fanta came along is actually crazy.
Yeah.
Mm. I'm not going to share the whole history of it on the channel. I don't want to get banned. Some dark history to it anyway. You can Google that at your own will anyway. Who's that? Casemiro down the side. You know, I feel like in Europe, our players don't get much protection.
Yeah. No, never, never.
Hmm.
Like, if Casemiro would imagine Lissandro, for example. Lissandro was about to sign for, I think it was Arsenal. If he did manage to go to Arsenal, I don't think he gets the hate that he did.
Mm.
I think other
The one who got
players,
ridiculed as much.
they're much more protected. No matter, you might see them get
Hmm.
trolled, you might see them, getting slander, but they're very very well protected, even by the pundits. They're very well protected. These
Yeah,
players. I think with United, the thing is, these players carry a target on their backs, and people like to take advantage of that fact.
now that's a foul.
Oh, Maguire with a block.
Is the Conference League still on? Haven't heard of it for long. Yeah, is it actually still on?
Yeah, it is. I think
Like, I'm trying to think who's in it.
West Ham.
Or West Ham in it
I
still.
think I think West Ham are in it. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'll just check.
Mhm.
Prem team in.
Geez, right wing Harry Maguire. I never thought I'd see the day. Viva Maguire running down the wing, hey United. A decent ball. Oh. We only hit major competitions, Dan. Come on.
The Carabao Cup.
Liverpool's
The,
mixed up
the
the cup.
the Carabao Cup winners go to the Conference League.
So we're guaranteed the
Yeah,
Conference
we're
League anyway.
guaranteed Conference League next season.
Hashtag progress. I'm just happy that we actually aren't in it now.
Yeah,
We could have easily been in it last season.
yeah. I can't even pronounce the names of the teams that are in there. Fiorentina is
Good
someone I
point.
know. Yeah, West Ham are there. West Ham topped their group.
They topped it, did they?
Yeah, they won every single game, 6 out of 6.
I'm not going to say it's everything because they've been horrendous this
Yeah,
year.
I mean, they've been horrendous. I think they're on 14th, they're 17th, something like that in the table, and they're completely
Hmm.
bossing the Conference League. Villarreal are there, Nice are there.
Mm-hmm. This is a quiz, actually. Quiz question. Who's the only football manager to win every competition?
One sec. Yeah, go again.
Who's the only football manager to win every competition that's currently in the football? I suppose calendar year,
Like so,
all competitions.
so you mean Europa, Conference, Champions League?
Yeah, League, League Cup,
Mourinho, Jose Mourinho.
FA Cup. Mourinho's the
Yeah,
only manager to do it, and
yeah,
he done it last year because Roma were the first team to win
yeah.
the
Roma were the
conference, weren't
first
they?
team to win the Conference League. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the first to actually do it. I think he was
Dancing.
crying after it too.
Sam is saying we are only in the major competitions. Dan, come on. Dan is saying Liverpool next stop Conference League. I don't think they would even make Conference League next season.
Yeah, it's looking like them and Chelsea, which oh, in a sense, it could be difficult next year if they don't have fixture congestion.
Yeah.
Potentially they have a better shot at the league to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they definitely would. I think if they don't have fixture congestion, they could probably, go
Mhm.
back into the top four. But I seriously don't think that, they're a team who will just bounce back in the top two positions. I think right now they need a major rebuild. And the fact that, their owners aren't really selling the club is definitely, going to cause them a lot of problems because
Yeah.
they won't get the investment that they thought they might be getting. Because uh, you could have seen rumors that, Jude Bellingham is coming to Liverpool, this player is coming to Liverpool
Mhm.
next season, and probably they will be challenging next season. But I really don't see that happening because for most of these players, one of the biggest reasons why Darwin Nunes signed for Liverpool and not Manchester United was because Liverpool were in the Champions League and we were not. If we would have been in the Champions League, Nunes would have come to United. So that is
Mhm.
one thing that we could play next season over teams like Liverpool, over
Mhm.
teams like Chelsea, and attract players to our club. And if you look at the Liverpool side, Darwin Nunes.
Of course, was Veghorst missed? How was he? Oh, this fella, and this is why I don't want to sign him.
Oh!
How has he missed that? How do you miss that? I don't care if it's offside. He's onside.
He just need to, put his foot in the right direction.
Yeah,
Like he didn't have to
I
put
think
any
he
effort
got.
in there at all.
Oh,
Oh, that
that
could
would
have
have been
been a.
the perfect
It
time to
could have been
score.
if
That
if
just finishes it.
if he didn't touch it, Pelistri could have gotten a goal as well. If he didn't even touch it.
Oh, why was it going in? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy really. I feel bad because he can't really do much right now, can he? I suppose we're going to go through the game in a sense, but if you want to, how I did kind of sense a bit of a upset in that
Yeah.
Juventus game.
Yeah.
Well, it's done now because they're 2-0 and against 10 men. Vlahovic got that goal. 0-0 in our game, and Feyenoord and Shakhtar. Feyenoord are 3-0 up. So
Oh.
potentially we could be playing Van Persie and Ruben
I
Nistelrooy's
think it was one
Feyenoord
game. I
team.
think there is one game that was like high scoring. I think it was Union Berlin versus another team. I can't even pronounce the name. It ended 3-3 in the first leg.
3-3, jeez.
Yeah.
That's every Irishman's worst fear, trying to pronounce that scoreline. 3-3. And then Fenerbahce actually have got one back against Sevilla. So
Yeah.
potentially, one goal in that Inter Valencia World Cup kind of hero for, is it Colombia?
Yeah. No, Ecuador, Ecuador.
Oh, Ecuador it was,
Yeah.
yeah. Colombia actually didn't make it. I know it was a South American nation anyway. But yeah, first half is kind of done. What do you think of it overall?
I think a very scrappy half. Weghorst actually stole Pelistri a goal or an assist, I would say. Could have been a wonderful moment for me. But yeah, I think could have actually gotten a couple of goals in this half if we were a bit more clinical and sharp. So I think, but overall, in the latter stages of this half, we look to be more in control. We look to be attacking Betis a lot more. I think in the first 20 minutes, it looked like Betis were the more likely team to score. But I think by the end of this half, it is shifted more towards our side.
Yeah, I think we kind of played into that game very, very open in particularly the first 20 minutes, I suppose you could say. And then everything just seemed to kind of go our way. We were kind of getting into it. Referee, I think, hasn't, had the best of games so far, but
Yeah,
it seems like
Pelistri
a
got a booking for
regular
no reason.
occurrence. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's won the ball, and the fact that the opposition player has kind of stepped into the tackle, it's not like it's not like Palestri went straight in for
yeah,
him. Uh, he's actually stepped into the tackle, so it's like it's his own fault. I don't know why he's got a yellow for that. He's our only yellow card. Yeah, it is something I pointed out. I don't think you were here when I said it. Fred is in kind of that more advanced position. He's playing the
Yeah,
number 10,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Bruno's kind of playing that deeper.
The last
Uh,
time Fred played as a number 10 was against Sociedad. The first game that we played in the Europa League
mm,
against Real Sociedad, and it didn't work at all.
and I remember that we wasn't a penalty off the
Yeah,
tie
penalty to
in the
Sociedad, and
hands
they
of Cristiano.
they got it at the last second.
Mhm. And I don't know if you watched that game last night, Liverpool and
Oh, I did.
Madrid at the end.
Yeah,
A similar
yeah,
scenario happened there and then, and he doesn't give
yeah,
a penalty. They did take their time though. It was like
yeah.
2 minutes nearly deciding, but
There
they
is no
never gave it. I
consistency in
don't know what the
decisions.
rules
There
are.
is
Yeah.
absolutely no consistency with the decisions, and I think the moment that they see, a red jersey and it says Manchester United written on it, their first instinct is to go in for a potential red card.
hmm I really, really don't know what it is with the officiating recently. It's just the consistency isn't there, whether it's on the European stage or whether it's back in the league and
Yeah,
up competitions, domestic ones. But it's a bit of a weird half to kind of describe. I'm trying to think of who has kind of been the standout. There hasn't really been much of a standout.
Maguire.
Maybe Maguire, yeah, running down the wing. That surprised me. It did. They really, really did target him at the start, but I thought he's kind of played into it more. Maybe he's kind of dropped that extra yard or
Yeah,
two back where they're not having as much space, and I think that's kind of working into his favor. But I think another player that hasn't really been, shining is Weghorst.
yeah. Oh my God, he
As
could
you
have scored.
said,
He
a tough
he just
tackle.
need he if he could have just even made a fingertip like this, it could have gone in.
Mm. I there's a saying. I'm going to say it anyway. It might be a wee bit inappropriate for the channel, but honestly, he couldn't score in a brothel with his handful of 50s, as the saying goes. It's really, really bad at this point. It's just not working out for him. Whatever he does, you say, oh, someone touches something, it turns to gold
Yeah,
or that. He touches it and it turns to crap right now. It's just not working. Nothing's working out. Like it's almost like when he does get a goal, it's worth 100 of them because it's been coming for that
yeah,
long.
yeah.
Yeah, and you can't even choose quality over quantity because the guy, it's not even a quality goal.
Yeah.
But look, maybe it's a bit unfair with the assessment, but that for them, um, haven't looked too well. Maybe Joaquin had a really, really good chance off the
Grandpa had a
post
good game
the
right
first few
up until
minutes.
now.
Yeah. I thought he's played decent. I always see Perez for large parts invisible for me. I don't think I, noticed him on the pitch other than when you said, "Oh, didn't he play for
Yeah,
Newcastle?"
yeah, yeah.
That's
Newcastle and
the
Leicester,
only
yeah.
time I've seen him. Their keeper, poor distribution. Look, we're the only game currently on that doesn't have a goal, and it seems to be always the case for these watch-alongs. Never a goal. They had the biggest chances there. They had that kind of 1v1, got in behind Maguire. Fred loses the ball. I'm trying to see what happens. He's kind of, and then, oh yeah, this is the Joaquin chance off the post. Really, really good chance. But if you're Ten Hag now, do you make changes? Would you bring maybe someone like a Sabitzer on?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, who do you have up front too potentially, and who would you make a change for?
Uh, I do we? I think I would bring on Sancho for Weghorst, and I would bring on Sabitzer for Fred.
hmm
Because
I
I
think I'd be
think,
in the same boat.
yeah, I think we need more control in the midfield, and especially I think we need someone like Rashford up top right now because I know that Rashford can convert chances, and the chance that Weghorst got, I think Rashford converts them every single time. So, and probably, I think Sancho could make use of that space on the left hand side because this, I don't know why, but this leaving that left hand side a lot free, and Rashford has been able to get in behind like a couple of times. So, probably Sancho can go in there, link up with Bruno, and we can create more opportunities.
Yeah, I just want to put on a show. I know we're kind of true cruise control. Whether you keep Fred on, I'm just seeing that Veghorst chance there, and if it's Rashford, it's a goal. That's it's just the sad truth. He can't score. He can't. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is. And it's the one position that we're just crying out for. I'm trying to think. I think it might actually have been going in, as you said, if he didn't get a touch there.
yeah.
But I'd be in the same boat. I'd kind of make them few changes. What's this? Going on 5 live in the morning as well, lads. J. Oh, okay. Nick is actually going to be going on 5 live in the morning.
Oh,
That's yeah. I'm hoping it's not a 5 a.m. That's what I initially thought. Nick, if you're watching, please clarify that with us.
yeah.
Sam is that asking. He just rang me. Guess what time it is? 5 in the morning. I suppose you'd be kind of filling in for people who are, early risers. I'll never be an early riser myself. Oh, why is it called 5 in the morning? When it's on, it's actually 6:20. So you can catch Nick on 5 in the morning
Yeah.
at 6:20. Okay, that's the name of the show, 5 in the morning, but it's at 6:20. Sam just said, "Yeah, I ain't gonna be awake." Hopefully, we can get a recording even or something like that. And if we can, I'm sure there'll be something on socials about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I'm Ten Hag, I'm bringing Sabitzer on and Sancho as well. And whether you want to play him, it depends. I'd take Veghorst off.
Yeah.
Get a bit of flair up front. I don't know. You done the watch along with Nick, didn't you, for the Southampton game?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Sancho was kind of in that number 10, I thought he kind of linked the play up well here and there, particularly just before he went off. I know we were down to 10 men for large parts of the
Yeah, I
game.
think
But,
before Casemiro got sent off, he looked comfortable. He looked like, probably he might create more. I think he looked more sharp. But the moment Casemiro went off, I think the entire system just fell apart in our, attacking line. And that's why Sancho had to move to the wing. Bruno had to move more central. So, um, I think probably now that Casemiro is still on the pitch and probably Sabitzer is going to be coming on, I think Sancho will have much more freedom to actually attack because for Sancho to flourish, I think we need to be a team that can dictate possession. And when Casemiro goes off, we can't dictate possession. That's why I think one of the biggest things that I was thinking about was what do we do with Fred next season? Do we offload him? Do we give him a renewal? Because if we get in new owners, then a situation might come up where Ericsson is definitely going to be at the club. Would you rather prefer to have Ericsson, De Jong, and Sabitzer in the team, or would you like to have Ericsson, De Jong, and Fred in the team?
it's a weird one because one of the few kind of things that's been thrown about is do you keep McTominay or Fred? That's the
That's the
deciding
thing
one.
because I think
And
we can actually sell both of them. I think we could, and the reason why I'm saying this is because this is the only time when we can actually make a profit of Fred. Right now he's performing well, but
Mhm,
the moment we give him his contract, I don't see us, getting like 35 million or 40 million for Fred anytime in the future. Like anytime. I think this is the time we can actually cash in on Fred if we want to. And
mhm.
if I think we definitely are going to be having a CDM coming next season. I think either way we'll have another central midfielder coming in next season as well. So would you want to keep Fred in that case? Would Fred be happy to be a bench player for us? That's I think something we definitely need to explore.
Yeah, he actually did make a good point. Because if we were to sell, it would be now. It had to be
Yeah,
now because he's actually playing probably some of his better football right now.
yeah,
The thing is, it's funny because in the big games he seems to actually
yeah,
start
yeah,
most of the
yeah.
time, and he does seem to perform maybe for half of it. You know how Fred is. But you need to have a consistent performer if you want to be kind of rootless. I probably would sell, and then kind of get, because you're looking at it like Van de Beek is going to be around, I think, for another year as well, at least because of his injury. You can't sell an injured player.
Yeah,
Who's going to
and
want to go
except
for
that
an
he's got
injured
a
player?
contract as well. He doesn't run out his contract for a while.
Yeah.
Fred has
Hmm.
actually got his contract running out in the summer, so you might be in a position where you might lose him out on a free. You might actually lose him out on a free as well, even if he ends up staying. So I think that would be a worse position for United because I think we spent
Yeah.
50 million on Fred. So I think if we can
Hmm.
even recover like 35 million or 40 million from him, it would be a step in the right direction because we haven't been able to, even cut our losses on players we have spent big for.
Yeah, exactly. I probably, I suppose you take the loss, don't you? I'd sell both him and McTominay. I get in another kind of holding midfielder, just to have his backup
Yeah,
to Casemiro, because you need and someone of decent quality as well. And then for me, I'd also kind of bring in. Ideally, you want someone like Frankie De Jong, a ball carrier
yeah,
anyway. And I think he'd be that missing piece in the midfield. You have Casemiro who can just sit there, defend,
yeah,
let Frankie de Jong have the freedom of the pitch nearly to actually do whatever he wants. And then you have Bruno who kind of takes more of the risk, who will get away with it more since he has them
yeah,
two kind of behind them. I think that ideally it could be, one of the best midfields in Europe. And then
yeah,
whoever you bring in as that kind of, second option to Casemiro, ideally to be a kind of younger player anyway, so then he could be the future
yeah,
replacement of him. And then you have, say, Bruno kind of going on maybe 31, whatever, in the next 2, 3 years. And you have a young midfield, then you have Frankie de Jong, a kind of young holding midfielder, and you have Bruno, who'd be the more senior, who'd be the captain,
yeah,
who becomes the leader
yeah,
then from Casemiro, I suppose. That because you got to think down the line, we have Rafa Varane, David De Gea, Bruno Fernandes. That's the spine of the team.
yeah,
And you're kind of thinking that they're all kind of approaching 30 now. You don't want to have a case of, Liverpool. Well, we have the second half kicking off here now anyway.
yeah.
Want to throw these one headphone back in, the headset back on. Hopefully, I don't think there's been any changes, has there been?
No.
Joaquin seems to be getting a bit of space now. Again, early.
Uh-oh.
That was really, really good positioning
Yeah,
by Martinez. Kind of just to block the run. There was an incident there in the first half, actually. I think Maguire created the space and Martinez was fuming with
yeah.
him. And Hag was shaking his head on the touchline, too. I think he's a dead man walking right now. I think his
And
time
the kind
has to
of
be done.
interviews that he comes out with, that the manager has told me that I'm a top centre back. I can make my way back into this team, and I
Mhm.
just feel that if you want optimism in life, take it from someone like Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Who thinks, he deserves to start ahead
Yeah,
of Martinez and Rafa Varane. I wish I had that confidence, I'm going to
yeah.
be
Even
honest.
yeah. I'm a top centre back. I can do the job. I'm the captain. The people respond to me. The club responds to me, and I have to step up.
Hmm.
You have to step up on the
I
bench.
think. Mhm. I think we need another centre half too. I'd keep Lindelof. I would. Phil Jones, Harry Maguire gone. I'd probably try and bring in Timber again.
Yeah, yeah,
And
same.
I don't
Yeah.
think he signed an extension.
No, he didn't. No, he
I don't
didn't.
think he
He
signed an
just didn't
extension.
move.
No.
But I think
Mhm.
probably regrets his decision actually by not moving to United. I think he could have actually, if he actually came into Manchester United, we could probably see a lot of fixtures where him or Lisandro Martinez could have played as a CDM when Casemiro wasn't there.
Yeah.
But right now, because of the lack of squad depth, we can't really afford. Oh, Rashford skips parts 2 minutes. Whew. Almost scored a solo goal there.
Just see that foul coming from Maguire a mile away.
I remember the time that when Maguire used to start for us every week, and the moment he loses out on a challenge, he used to go in for a really bad tackle, and and end up
Yeah.
either costing us a penalty or used to just get sent off.
Was it in Ollie's last game he got sent off?
Yeah, Watford.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then
yeah, I
Donny
think he
scored
conceded a
the
pen. We lost
goal.
4-1 in that game. And
Mm-hmm.
imagine who scored that goal for us in that game.
Yeah, I know the fella that he had on the bench. It's a bit of an odd one because he it seemed like a club kind of transfer rather than an Ollie signing.
Yeah,
Then you have to remember too, Mourinho did want Maguire actually
yeah, yeah.
in his final season. He never got him, and he kind of threw his toys out of the pram after that. But yeah, then Ollie gets him. Who knows? Maybe he would have been a good defender under kind of a Mourinho team. He might have been decent.
Oh, he could have been because under Mourinho, you don't need a team which likes to attack more. You like to
Hmm.
defend, you like to play on the back foot. You don't really, take the initiative of moving forward and creating spaces. So I think definitely, I think even if he moves to Roma now, he could do a job for him.
Hmm.
I mean, Matic is doing a job for him right now. So why wouldn't
Hmm.
Maguire?
Chris Smalling did for years as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. So, yeah. I don't know what sort of. I'm just seeing a slow
Yeah.
motion replay of that Maguire scenario there. He did not know where the ball went. Rashford. Oh, oh. I don't know about you, but when I played football, I never had a left foot. I could not shoot with my left foot. I was so bad. If I was, I'd be the reverse Anthony, you could
Yeah.
call me. I didn't have a left foot. I had a right foot, but
Actually, when I started
uh,
playing, I used to, play with my left foot a lot because
yeah,
the time zone that I was living in, I could see La Liga a lot more. So I used to see Messi play a lot
mm,
more, and players like Arjen Robben play a lot more. So I used to see
yeah.
that they like to cut inside, and especially Arjen Robben, he likes to cut inside, and he just needed like a 3 or 4 centimeter space to go in for goal. So I used to
Oh,
prefer playing on my left
that's
foot a
three.
lot more. Therein,
Oh. So you'd watched all these kind of great left foot players,
yeah,
and you kind of want to emulate that.
yeah. But then I
It's right
decided
form.
that probably the goalkeeping position is the best for me. So
I was
and
actually the same. Started off in kind of number 10, attacking mid, and then I was like, I went in goals one time, and I actually enjoyed it then. Hmm.
and
I
in my
always
school
felt
when
like
I used to play
you lose out.
in my school when I used to play, mostly in most of the situations, distribution wasn't really a factor for a keeper. And to be
Yeah,
honest, whenever I played, I didn't even know who are the midfielders, who are the defenders. Everyone just
mm,
used to play in attack. Like there was no defense or midfield.
yeah.
Like everyone just used to go for the attack, and there was no passing what to altogether. It was just people just sprinting up and down. So for a goalkeeper, the job was really, really easy.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember when I did play. There was never any of this, like, kind of sweeping or distribution at the time. It was more kind of traditional. You just stop the ball. That's what your job was, and to take goal kicks. That's all it was. And we've seen, it's 4v2 here. Palestri, come on. Rashford, play Rashford. Rashford. Oh, really, really good opportunity there. I remember I went to California to LA, and my aunt gave me, it was $100 it was at the time on our last day, and we went to these outlet things, and they're like, "Oh, spend this. If you don't spend it, I'm going to take it back off you." And I didn't know what to buy. I ended up buying a pair of gloves that cost $90, and they were proper great quality ones. I think goalkeepers that kind of were on the back of the pack. You had Iker Casillas, Petr Cech, and I think it wasn't Van der Sar. Van der Sar had retired. It was some other keeper at the time. It could have been Neuer for all I know. It was an Adidas glove anyway. It was,
Could have
but
been
they were
Casillas.
really really good quality. Yeah,
Yeah.
Casillas. Casillas. I think it might have been Buffon.
Yeah.
Buffon, Casillas, and Petr Cech
Buffon is
were the
still playing as
goalkeepers
well.
at the
Once
back.
again, another 40-year-old who's still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying there?
Yeah, I was just saying Buffon is still playing, and he's like 46 or 47.
Hmm. Actually, yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
He's playing Serie B now, is it?
Yeah, I think he's playing for Parma.
Parma, jeez.
Yeah.
It's actually mad. I think I read something like, oh, he has a deal with the mafia or something
Yeah.
that he's not allowed to retire before a certain age, and that they have a bet on with some bookmaker
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
won't retire till he's 50, which is mad.
when I was growing up, I just used to think that Spain produces the best keepers because I used to see David De Gea, I used to see Iker Casillas, and I used to think that like
I'm sure. Oh my
come on,
god! Oh my god! We talked about Veghorst, but Jesus.
yeah, I just think it's not our day in front of goal, like absolutely not our day in front of goal.
Yeah, hasn't been our month, I suppose, has it? I'd want to see a bit of a change. We're kind of looking better though. In the final third now, we've been creating
I
chances.
think he was trying to go top bins. That's all I would say about that chance.
Top bins at the stadium, more like
Yeah,
it was in the third tier, I
yeah, he
think.
was trying to see.
Mhm. Rashford, oh, he didn't miss that one. Oh, there we go. How's that one? You miss a sitter and then you
Oh,
have to score a streamer. Mentality.
25th goal of the season as well. 25th goal of the season for Marcus Rashford, 1-0 up. They've actually got a really
What a
good
goal.
stadium.
hmm He's getting the 30. He's getting the 30, I'm telling you.
Just 5 goals off now.
What
Even
a
if he scores
finish.
like 1 goal every 3 games, he'll get that 30 goal.
Mm. It's the outside of foot. Oh,
Yeah.
curled away from the keeper. Really, really great finish. See, I don't know why he doesn't hit the last one like that rather than
Yeah.
hitting it side foot.
That's all I'm saying. I think the last one he was trying to go top bins.
Mm-hmm. And Hag even applauded that one.
Yeah. Or probably it was a tactic in Rashford's head that I should sky this one so the keeper wouldn't really expect me to go for goal again.
Mm-hmm. You know what? The commentary just said that actually takes him ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo in the all-time top goal scorers for United.
Oh. Oh yeah, he got like he passed the 100 goal barrier earlier this season
Yeah.
against West Ham. So yeah, after West Ham, he's almost scored like 20 to 24 goals. So
Mhm. You know what? If I'm Ten Hag now, I probably take him off.
yeah. Don't risk it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Get Sancho on, and probably even Anthony.
exactly. I just love Martinez there. He just didn't give a
Yeah,
crap that your man was literally pulling the jersey off him. Just, give him a tap on the back. And bringing a striker on now. You know what? I'm just hoping, like, in the draw for the next leg, that we don't come up against a Spanish opposition. Can we go to, like, somewhere like, Union Berlin? Berlin is a great city
yeah,
for a away trip.
yeah. I mean, we've been playing. I don't know how many Spanish. I think we played 3 Spanish teams already. Sociedad we played. Now we're playing Betis. Barcelona we played. So yeah, we need something different. I mean, One thing
I
definitely
mean,
has changed that we're
Spain.
completely, bossing games against Spanish sides now.
Mhm. I mean, I suppose the team playing may as well at this point set up a whole route to Spain. Like,
Yeah,
they may as well buy the route because we're just constantly going to Spain.
yeah.
Um, I wonder what the scores are in the other games. Feyenoord
Sam in the
4-0
chat
up.
saying what a shot. Brandon in the chat saying what a goat.
Mhm. Great, great goal. Feyenoord are 4-0 up. Maybe off to the Netherlands. It's quite a small country.
Yeah,
Could you, do a
yeah,
wee bit of a trip to Amsterdam there? I don't
yeah.
know. Not quite Ajax, but
I actually
I'm
saw
aware.
some links. I think that striker from Ajax, Brian Brobby.
Robbie, yeah,
Yeah,
we were actually linked with him under. Was it under Ten Hag as well?
yeah. I think when he came in, I think that's when we were linked. But I saw a couple of links that Ten Hag really likes Brian Brobby, and probably he could be someone we could move in for next season.
Hmm. Again, there's your understudy. Bring a world class striker in, and you have
Yeah,
your understudy as well.
yeah. 9 people in the chat.
I don't know
If
why.
you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. We're on 1,337.
30 something, I think. 37.
Yeah. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel,
Ideally, by the
please,
end of the night, yeah,
yeah,
get
probably
up to
get to one
340.
350. Yeah.
350, 340. I'd
Yeah.
say 40 at this point.
And yep, Sancho and Sabitzer are coming
Rashford
on.
coming off now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's the right call.
Fred coming off too.
He had to.
Here's yeah, it had to be
Yeah.
that change. Like you keep Casemiro on because like he isn't starting. I don't think he's playing. When is it? For like someone said, was it like 43 days or something
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
us
Yeah. Yeah.
after
Yeah.
this? Mm.
Yeah. He's got like a mini vacation.
I hate international break, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm just happy about? We don't have to worry about Varane getting injured
Yeah.
on
He's
international
retired.
break. Yeah. When I read that, oh, Varane retired, I was like, wait, what? He's done? But then it said international. I was like, oh, thank God.
And
Then I
I don't know,
celebrated it.
something
Went through.
very, very, conflicting is going on in that French camp as well. A lot of rumors coming out about players actually
Oh, yeah.
falling out. So I'm not really surprised Vanan took that decision. And I think it's one of the reasons why they didn't win the World Cup, because
Yeah.
when that game started, France just looked like they were off beat. They didn't look like the team that
Yeah.
the way they were playing in that tournament till that finals. They weren't playing like that team, and it was just Mbappe in
It was
that
a
game.
solo show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
Mbappe.
complete solo show. Like Dembele
Mhm.
didn't look at it, Giroud didn't look at it. It was just a disconnect throughout the team.
I thought Maguire scored. That would have been quite a moment for the channel. It would have been.
His first goal of the season.
Shivy putting into the group chat, this game's been rubbish. I mean, not wrong.
I don't know.
Over the
whenever,
weekend.
whenever we do watch alongs, it's generally not an easy game to watch.
No, never really is. And the sad reality is, it seems to be most of our games. uh, I suppose beating them over two legs is like winning the home game, win the away game. It just looks good. Put
Yeah.
on your record that you've actually get that 10 hag win percent up.
I think by the
I think it was on
by the
53%.
start of next month, the best news that can come for us is that the new owners gets announced, and just imagine something from Liverpool comes up that Klopp is leaving. He's run out of
Oh,
excuses.
it's great. He's
Yeah.
walking away. I did mention it. He's getting his jersey pulled there. I mentioned this that I could only see Klopp kind of leaving if the Germany job was kind of up for grabs. I think
Yeah,
that's his next step,
yeah.
the German job. But I know they have Hansi Flick now, who didn't have a great World Cup, but
I think he moves definitely if if that Germany spot is available, or if Madrid opens up a slot.
maybe,
Sorry.
yeah. I, I couldn't see Ancelotti leaving. I don't know what Sancho is checking there. I don't know why he checked there. Offside.
Because I've seen a lot of managers whenever Real Madrid comes knocking, they don't even think twice.
Mm, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the United job, I suppose.
yeah.
When it comes up, you kind of take it. And then I'm trying to think at the time after David Moyes, who was the manager that you could say was available? There wasn't really that kind of standout candidate. That's why Van Gaal got it.
Ancelotti was available after Sir Alex retired.
We went for David Moyes. I went for David Moyes.
If we went for Ancelotti, it would have been a completely different
Hmm.
setup.
You have to remember too. I think his Everton side actually done pretty well. They finished in the
Yeah,
top half anyway.
yeah. And he
It's around
managed to get
eight.
like some really decent signings for them as well. Some very decent
Yeah.
signings.
And then the second Madrid came knocking. He's like, "I'm running back."
Yeah, I'm going back. It's done. My job was for one season and I'm done.
Hmm.
And once again, he's
You can see
completely
they were trying
transformed
to do
Vinicius. Like he's completely transformed Vinicius. Practically made him a world class player, and he knows how to work with these sort of talents.
that. And I remember people saying, "Oh, he's washed," because he was at Everton and they finished. I for Everton they actually played pretty well. Oh, Sabitzer. I thought that was his first goal.
I didn't realize that Sabitzer was the first Austrian player we ever signed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
We never had an Austrian player play
no,
for us.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. When I think about it, we haven't really had much, say, German, Polish, Austrian,
Belgian.
Swiss, Belgian. We haven't had much. It's mainly been even before that. We never really had much Brazilians. We were always kind of dominated by English and maybe French players.
Yeah, English, French, and probably Portuguese.
Portuguese, yeah.
And yeah, on that again, I think Ancelotti has managed some mega teams in his career. Like some
Hmm.
absolutely mega teams. I think he's managed Juventus. He's managed that AC Milan team as well, which was absolutely crazy. Uh,
Kaká, Ronaldinho.
yeah. He managed Benzema, Bale, as well as Ronaldo in that Real Madrid setup before in there as well. Chelsea as well. He's managed.
He won that. Didn't he? He won the league with Chelsea in 2010.
Yeah,
He won, I think, the Italian league and the Champions League with AC Milan. Went to Milan. I think he won the league. He won the Copa del Rey. Won the Champions League as well with them.
yeah, yeah,
And then he left. Then, correct me if I'm wrong, but Zidane came in. He won 3 Champions League in a row.
yeah, yeah.
Then he went to Everton, done relatively well with Everton,
I think
and
before Everton,
then he
he
went
was at
back to
Napoli as well.
the Champions League.
Before he moved to Everton, he
Oh
was at
yeah,
Napoli. Yeah.
actually, that's a good point. I want to get up Ancelotti's managerial career because he's done well. Where he's
Yeah,
won
he's
top.
won loads of trophies, like loads of trophies.
Mm-hmm. He's only 63. I thought he was near 70. I think he's won the most Champions Leagues, including player and manager.
Yeah,
Hmm. He's managed Parma, Juventus, AC Milan, Chelsea. He managed PSG as well. I forgot about that.
yeah,
Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Napoli, Everton, and Madrid again. Like some of the biggest clubs around
yeah.
Europe.
And he's managed to
Mm.
win Champions League with most of them.
Yeah. Italia, and Italians, they are really, really, it's more so stereotypical that they're good at defending.
Yeah,
That's how they set up all to defend. But they play great attacking football no matter
yeah,
where he's gone.
yeah.
Palestri on the ball.
Ilanga's on the pitch
Oh,
now for Bruno.
oh. Who came on for Bruno?
Elanga.
Alanga. Jeez, the forgotten man. Sancho into to the 10 then, maybe.
Pellistri's looked a real live wire of that right hand side. Like every single time he's moved forward.
Again, this second half, it's been all lost.
Yeah. That's why I'm actually, looking forward to seeing Garnacho and Pellistri play alongside each
Yeah,
other. I think both of them, the way they play, they are both really exciting players, and whenever they're on the pitch, something just seems to happen.
they do. It looked really, really good last week. Was it against Southampton when the
Yeah,
two of them came on?
yeah,
I thought they looked good. Shame about the injury though.
yeah.
It's the only annoying thing.
But I think Ten Hag said he isn't going to be out for that long. He's going to be back soon. So
Mhm.
hopefully he's back, and hopefully he's back with the same attitude that he went out with.
Hmm.
Because one second, I'll just
They
check.
can't get out of their half.
Yeah,
Oh, Weghorst. Oh. Yeah, we're looking a lot better kind of up front now. We're creating a bit more. I don't know how it's only again 1-0. Poor finishing. Yeah, letting us down tonight. On the right side, he's free again, and on the left. Do you think Wan-Bissaka is kind of taking Dalo's position now as the kind of regular
I think
starter?
they just seem to shift positions about like game to game. I think according to how Ten Hag wants to play, whether if he wants to play with a
Yeah.
bit defensive setup of that right hand side, he looks to go with Van Bissaka. But I still seen him, whenever he wants to play attacking, he's gone with Delo every single time.
Yeah.
I just pulled up his stats, and Garnacho's got 3 goals and 4 assists this season already.
Hmm. And Anthony would have gotten to the double figures then as
Yeah,
well, for goals and assists had it
yeah,
not been because of injury.
yeah. He definitely could have.
One of my favorite moments, and it was in person too, was the derby against City. You know how he set up the Rashford goal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He failed at the first kind of pass, but he kind of dragged it back again, and then put the ball in. Patience, the guy, he has
yeah,
all the patience in the world,
yeah,
and it is a shame that he doesn't get to go off to the Argentine
yeah,
camp for the thing. Kind of play with Messi as well. It's a guy he's trained with Messi and Ronaldo.
yeah.
Oh, geez, Alanga doing nutmegs.
I think this game ends 1-0 now.
Yeah, it's looking
Yeah,
like that, isn't it?
yeah. Even though, we are completely commanding the game, I still think that it's going to end up 1-0. Two of our,
Yeah,
biggest goal
Rashford.
scorers this season have gone, Rashford and Bruno. So I don't really see another outlet from where we score goals from.
Yeah. Oh, Sancho's done well.
Yeah,
Oh, and then he does that. Weird how a player can go from, creating that many,
yeah.
goals, assists to just dropping off like
40
off
goals and
Maguire.
assists every season. 40 goals and assists every
Yeah,
single season.
mental. And the thing is, he was performing even at the new camp. I remember Dortmund, I think, beat Barcelona at the new camp. He got a goal and an assist too.
Yeah,
So
He performed really well for Dortmund, like really well.
mm, I kind of come back to it a lot. I do. I think rewarding these sort of players with these mega contracts,
Yeah, I think he's on
push them on to do
250k a
more.
week
He's
or
on
something like that.
300, I
Something
think.
like that.
300k, and look what he's doing. He's not showing like he's on more than Rashford, and I think Ten Hag wants to cut down it. I think
Yeah,
there was something about a max
yeah,
of
a wage cap.
200k.
Yeah,
Yeah, a wage cap. Again, great idea because players are being paid way too much. Is this Dallo coming on? Dallo's 20, isn't he?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sancho's done well to kind of dribble out of that. Done really well. That should be it for Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah,
Lindelof as well. Maybe Martinez.
yeah. Wouldn't mind if it took on Maguire, but for him though. Which club did we sign Dallo from? Benfica.
Yeah, I think, or was it Porto? Um, it was one of the top
Yeah,
Portuguese teams, and you got to remember the guy is actually still young. He's only 23.
I remember Lindelof came from Benfica.
Porto,
Ah,
Porto in 2018 signed for us. Then I'll never forget the time he sell 22 million. I didn't know it was that much.
and we signed Lindelof from Benfica. I think that was for about 35 million or 40
Yeah,
million.
and I think he only played one season with Benfica at centre back, and he's known as a centre back. He was playing in
Yeah,
DM before that for
yeah,
them for on the regular.
yeah,
For the most part, Lindelof, I can't really say he's done much wrong. You'd probably give him, since he's come, probably an average 6 out of 10.
yeah.
Never done,
He's a decent backup,
eh,
but I think for a backup
yeah.
role he is very good.
hmm And I
And
think that's mainly all
I
he
think
is.
I mean he's the captain of the Swedish national team as well.
Yeah. And where was it? Nick was in Twitter space with Jonathan Schrager there. I think it could have been on Monday, yeah. And some Swedish United fan came on, and Schrager actually asked a good question. Do you see him as someone who'd want to start regular football, or would he accept kind of that squad role off the bench? And he said, if United are winning trophies consistently, you probably see him, just staying,
Yeah,
like take it.
yeah,
The sad reality, like, what's the point in starting all these games? Maybe even like scoring these goals if you're not walking away with medals
yeah,
and trophies at the end. Which is why at least the question about Harry Maguire, or not Harry Maguire, Harry Kane. Jeez,
yeah.
how could I insult our captain
I
like
mean,
that? He has a winner's medal. He might have more relegations, but
I mean, imagine Harry Maguire has got more trophies than Harry Kane.
that's mad. I felt bad. Somebody said Christian Eriksen. He left Spurs, went on to Inter, won the league, died, came
Yeah,
back, won a trophy in England before um, Harry Kane has won a trophy.
yeah. Every single player who has left Tottenham has gone on to win a trophy.
I think Chiellini put it best. It's the history of the Tottenham. The
Yeah,
bottle.
yeah.
Bottle. Dallo, good ball. Oh, Ten Hag is not happy. You can literally hear him screaming at
Yeah,
Dallo. after that. Tell you what, Nick's gonna have some job at clipping these, watch along clips. It's just gonna be. Then it'd be like, oh, I just stood on an insect. Oh, there was one time a spider that went into my corner of the house. That's all it's gonna be. Those are gonna be the highlights.
Hoa Queen is 41 years old. He's a man of many talents.
So, who would you like as owner if you could take anyone from the Real Betis team? I choose him as the part-time owner, MUTV host. Oh, you're on the counter there. And De Gea's made 2 or 3 good saves. I don't know what I'm thinking about the ratings for this. It's going to be pure difficult.
I mean,
That's what I'm thinking in my head.
except for the goal, I don't even think Rashford has played that well. I mean, if you take that goal out,
No.
Rashford didn't look good this game either. But that's the thing. Even though he doesn't look good, he managed to come off with a goal or an assist every single game.
Yeah, that is the worry, though. Like, he's not creating much chances. He's missing the odd chance here and there, but he
Yeah.
still walks away with a goal. And again, it could be the winning goal tonight. It could be. Maybe it's a sign of a good player that they still walk away with a goal.
Yeah. And
That's
Bruno
what they
used to
usually
do it a
say.
lot of times under Oli. Like, he used to have a bad game, but he used to come out with 2 assists or a goal.
Oh, come on. Alanga, look at Alanga. Why wouldn't you square it? Flag was he was offside. Oh, he was a mile off. I'd be fuming if I was Alanga.
Yeah. Especially if it was onside.
Mm-hmm. They say play to the whistle anyway, so don't.
Yeah.
When he puts his flag up, just continue playing. I think it was John Joe Shelby done it for Newcastle once.
Yeah.
And he ended up just he ended up doing that, and the goal stood it did, and I think who was it against? I'm trying to remember who it was against. I forget, but their players just stopped running. They did to the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens during one Leeds game as well, I think.
And it's just an age old saying, play to the whistle, and it happened against West Ham in the FA Cup when we went behind.
Yeah.
Ball everyone thought was out of play. It was out of play, shouldn't have counted, but that's got a decent play. I actually don't know what foot is Casemiro. Is he left or right footed?
I think he's right footed.
It's the odd time I see him hit a pass with his left, and quite decent that.
Because I remember because whenever he used to take pens, he used to use his right foot. Yeah.
Oh, thought they were in there. Final 10 minutes. See how the other games are kind of lining up too.
To be honest, after this game, one thing that I can actually take out is Maguire can play for a top 5 La Liga team.
Exactly, yeah. Well, we know he's level now, which
Yeah.
is probably bottom half of the Prem at this rate. Alanga in a good position.
A mid-table or bottom half Premier League team, but it translates to top 5 in La Liga.
Feyenoord are 7-0 up.
My God.
But I had a bit of PTSD looking at that scoreline. Not gonna lie. Felt bad. I feel bad for Shakhtar.
Yeah. But next season they're going to be investing a lot as well. They've got tons of money now.
Juventus still 1-0 up only against 10 men for
Shakhtar. I think it was for Shakhtar. Fred actually used to play as a winger at times.
Fred.
Yeah, a cam and a winger.
Yeah, he did because I think he got a flashback card on FIFA and it was a left wing. He's like on left wing. Gee,
Imagine him playing
I
left wing
laughed
now.
when I saw him. I laugh when he's still playing in midfield. Sure, he was playing number 10 tonight, and I laughed. Oh, could be wrong, but I think if Casemiro, even if he gets a yellow, I know he already has a yellow. In the quarterfinal, your yellow cards are reset.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Casemiro
I
right
wish
now
he
would
could
be
carry
avoiding
over the
any sort of
ban.
booking.
Yeah, I wish he could carry over the suspensions into Europe
Yeah,
if you wanted to, like if you choose. But I
yeah,
suppose of it's meant to be an inconvenience to the
yeah.
team rather than a convenience. Warner, is it? No goal kick.
Goal kick.
Yeah, the commentators after saying we're 5-1 up in the tie. May as well try and get one myself. And he was 1-on-1.
Yeah,
And again, Ten Hag wouldn't be happy. He doesn't like, I suppose, selfishness
yeah, and
because he's
I think
always
Ten Hag
going
would
on
be
about
thinking,
his
why
team.
didn't we score like 3 goals this game as well? We could have
Yeah.
easily got 3 to 4 goals this game.
hmm If Arsenal go out tonight, I think it's ours.
Yeah,
It's ours. We have
I
the
think
thing,
even
and
if
it's
Arsenal
a
stay, it is
possibility
us.
tonight.
I would like to think even if Arsenal stay, I want to beat them in the final.
Mm. I think it's a bit of a weird one. We had Barcelona obviously in the
Yeah,
that playoff game, and I was kind of expecting Ajax to get through that kind of stage as well, and then play them further down the line, just because of all the connections and whatever. But
yeah,
I think we're going to get Roma.
yeah, and
I just feel that
it
we're
will
going to
be a
be
good
playing
game
against.
against Roma. It would be a good game.
Yeah, again, a team for like
I
Mourinho
remember the
probably
last
knows.
time we came up against Roma in the Europa League. I think we scored 6 goals or something against them.
I think we did, yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, under Oli. I think it was Pogba played on the left wing. Cavani started as a striker, and
Yeah.
uh, never mind.
But I swear to God, I don't know. It's like they have a team full of Veghorsts at this point. When they get into the shooting
Yeah,
position, they just go shoot. And we're walking with the football here. Look,
yeah. I don't know.
I
It's a
remember
feeling
reading.
that I get a feeling that we'll get like 4 to 5 minutes of extra time in this game.
hmm Which is weird because there hasn't been much
Yeah,
stoppages in the second
yeah,
half, but they always do it. I think I posed a question to the lads when Dave was on the last day. Could have been last week. If you could make one rule change, what would it be? Like, stopping the clock for stoppages, sin bin as being one that's been suggested as well.
yeah.
Like, rather than a sending off, maybe go off for 5-10 minutes.
The person who makes the wrong call while sitting in the VAR room gets fired.
Jeez, there'd be no referees left in England if that was the case. Honestly, I don't know how you
Yeah,
make a wrong
yeah,
decision. And like come out and said it. Like there's times as well. So against Aston Villa, the Luca Digne free kick.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
was it 15 yards?
yeah.
15 yards the wall was. Why didn't VAR then, look at that? Every goal is
The
reviewed, even if it's a free
the
kick.
thing is, I don't mind certain decisions not going our way, but at least make it consistent for every single team in the league. Don't make preferences
Yeah.
for teams like, the decision keeps on changing game after game after game. That's the problem.
Hmm. Hmm. I feel like we're in need of kind of building that form. So I do want to kind of, win this game. Even I know we're
Yeah.
5-1 up, but don't throw away and draw us. Just try and build the momentum again, a winning streak.
What team do we play next? I think it's Fulham.
Fulham at the
Yeah.
weekend, yeah. Sunday, I think,
Yeah.
which I had a ticket for. I ended up, somebody listed the wrong date. I thought it was Fulham at the last game of the season, so I bought a ticket. And I got refunded for it
Yeah.
anyway. I was over the moon. I got a ticket for, I think it worked out as like 50 quid it did or something like that. And I was like, I'm in Manchester that week at the end of the season. And I was like, oh, a cheap ticket, and it's in a good spot. It's on the Sir Bobby Charlton stand. It's in the quite low down.
Yeah.
I was like, this is an absolute steal. Final game of the season, and it'd be like lifting our tin pot treble or whatever. Um, But no, it was the wrong date. It was for the one this weekend. Thankfully, I got it all sorted anyway. How did you feel after the game against Southampton? I actually didn't feel mad. I
Yeah, even
thought
I
that
did.
they played
I
well.
think the point was, last season we would have lost that game
Hmm.
if the way it
Yeah, we would have.
progressed. We would have definitely lost that game 2 or 3 nil. And I think the biggest problem was that we don't have anyone who can do that job that Casemiro does for us. And
Hmm.
if Fred would have would have gotten sent off, or any other player would have sent off, I think we would have still come off with a win. But
Hmm.
Casemiro is a player. We just can't replace him. Like, there's no one. McTominay can't do the job for us. Whenever when he came on, we were able to see that uh, I think, mm, we might see something
Yeah,
different. We might see Lindelof, or we might be seeing someone different in that DM position if Sabitzer isn't fully fit.
I've seen this Kazini X. Hi from the Uber driver that just picked your partner up. I wonder whose that is. I'm gonna message my missus now to see if she. I'm just gonna send the message. Are you out? Oh, it's Sam. Sam.
Sam.
All right. Damn, and I'm about to send him a message there. But yeah, we have the review coming up after.
Yeah, the match
Sam
is
is
just
on.
about to end, so please make
Yeah,
sure to stick around the channel. And yeah, make sure to interact in the live chat, because I'm sure there will be a lot to discuss in the review about a lot of players in this game. Maguire, Weghorst. I would
break
even,
down the insects
yeah,
that the Treyas was actually fighting there
yeah,
before all
and
the
War Winner
action.
Insect. So, highlights, big highlights from the game. What is
Mm.
Joaquin's side business in Betis?
Just cruise control. That's what it's felt like for the most
Yeah,
part. Like managed to remain in the same gear throughout. A bit of a worrying start. It was very open, but
the,
first 20 minutes we got past it, and we've sailed through into the next round.
for me, the funniest part is McTominay hasn't come on yet.
Thank God. No wonder we're still 1-0 up.
I think it just means that Sabitzer will be
Love to see
starting for
one
us
more.
against Fulham.
That is a bit of a worry.
Yeah,
He might go something different.
yeah,
Go on, Veg. Oh, oh. Oh, yeah. I think that's it, more
yeah.
or less now. 1 minute left. Let's hear Alanga's father played for Cameroon in the 1998 World Cup.
Oh,
I didn't know his heritage is from Cameroon.
Yeah,
I know he plays for Sweden.
yeah,
So yeah, going into the kind of next, I suppose looking at the games, yeah, it's finished in the Netherlands anyway. It was finished a long time
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Shakhtar actually got one back. They did.
Consolation goal for them.
hmm That's it, full time. We're
Yep,
through to the quarterfinals, and
5-1 on aggregate.
5-1 on aggregate. Suppose you can't really ask for more. We've won both legs, home and away. Managed to kind of rotate a bit there, taking players off at the hour mark.
Yeah,
Have a bit of fitness, but hard at certain times. But second half felt like it was just total
yeah.
cruise control, and we go out into the quarterfinals. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think once again a comfortable win for us. Probably could have seen more goals. I think we were a little sloppy while moving the ball into the final third.
Mhm,
Uh, couple of players I think could have done a lot better, but yes, I think overall we looked a lot more under control. I think Rashford scored one hell of a goal. I think for the most part, Bruno looked okay as well. So
mhm,
yeah, I think overall it was a good game, and I think in certain situations you need games like this, when your first team isn't really playing, you benched some of your first team players, and you still manage to get the win. You might not score a lot of goals, but the other team doesn't really look that likely to score as well, and you manage to get a comfortable win.
mhm. And what are you hoping for now, going into the next kind of round? You hoping for another Spanish side or something different?
I don't know, is any Spanish side even left in this tournament now?
That's actually a good point. It's only Sevilla, but
Yeah,
as
no,
it
not
stands,
Sevilla, like
they're
any other team but Sevilla.
mhm,
Oh, one
yeah.
sec.
That's
Uh-oh.
kind of throwing a wee spanner in the mix, but
Yeah.
he's there early anyway. He is someone's quite eager to get the review done. But look, they're still winning on aggregate. They are. It's the last few minutes. Can Fenerbahce
Oh,
again?
yeah, I think we'll just wrap it up.
Mhm.
Once again, thank you
Yeah.
for everyone who joined in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, the review is going to be coming up really soon. So make sure to tune in for that. See ya.
See you guys.